Merry Christmas.
Good evening. Merry Christmas to you, buddy. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Welcome back to another Saturday Night Sci-Fi Shadow Chat, where tonight we are going to talk about, I have no idea. It's a free-for-all. Like I was telling James, normally do the free-for-all on the last Saturday of the month, but last Saturday of the month is going to be New Year's Eve for a lot of folks, and I figure we'll just do it now and figure out what we're going to do next week. And El, just for the record, I'm always going to do this show at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, California time. One of these days I'll figure out how to do the thing. I figured dropping the thing in YouTube a couple hours ago. Well, hello. Someone here wants to say hi to all you guys. Look at that guy, freshly bathed and half trimmed. He's literally half of his hair straight down the middle. Nice. He got a haircut exactly right down the middle. One half is trimmed, the other half is all shaggy because he's a butthead, and now he wants to go outside. Only to return 5 minutes later when he figures out that the downstairs of my house is filled with crazy Mexican women. So I'm going to bring Mac in, and we're all going to kick back. Mac, how you doing? Long time no see, buddy.
Feliz Navidad, y'all.
Indeed.
Muchas gracias.
So
how you doing tonight?
I'm awesome. I'm just about done with my brisket and my sirloin roast.
Oh,
and,
see, I told you he's back.
Yeah. No, we're doing all right. We're just preparing for a lot of kids and grandkids tomorrow.
That sounds like so much fun. I only have the one boy, but I've got a family full of friends and what have yous downstairs doing, I don't know, watching TV novellas or something like that. Jackie's downstairs puttering away on his computer, too busy to hang out with us old folks. Whatever. But if you notice it from our video earlier, we did our little traditional Christmas Eve gift exchange, and he got me this kick-ass sand kraken for Shadows of Brimstone. It's this crustacean-looking sand wormy tentacle it's almost like a cross between a hydra and some sort of crustacean. It's got these tentacles with at the ends of each tentacle is like a mouth and eyes, and it's got eyes built in the back. It's just freaky. Let's see if I can. There's a lot of glare on that, but there you go. You can see that monstrosity. So I'm going to be putting this together while we shoot the breeze and talk sci-fi. Maybe not. I mean, last time we talked about everything but. What you got there, James?
I'm cleaning up some Romans.
Awesome.
I'll show you my base plastination process. So I use MDF bases. I like a lot of games where you need to multi-base troops, like 3 or 4 figures to a base usually. And the bottom, I have sprayed. This is a War Bases base, so it's like beautiful rounded corners. The bottom nice. I've sprayed with automotive filler primer. And the top, I sprayed green and then matted it. And the idea is that this will stop it from warping. And this will take flock and glue down miniatures really, really well. And I won't have to paint the edges and make them yucky. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I like the anti-warping technique. I've had such nightmares with warping bases and things like that over the years. Folks, another reason to encourage our friend James to hurry up and start his channel so he can hand us, all kinds of great tips for modeling. You use any magnets there, James?
No.
Okay. No. And we got Omen Owl waiting in the wings. Hey, what's happening, Omen?
Not much. I like N52 magnets myself, but those are the super strong, expensive ones.
I found that my local Dollar Tree has this little round thing that comes with 12 really, really strong magnets for $1.25. And I picked up a whole bunch of them that I've never used. I probably got now 100 of them for less than $10. And let's see, I invited a couple other folks. Justin, link needed? Yeah. Okay, Justin, I'm gonna bring you in here. I invited Brian, but Brian may have Christmas things.
Hey, there's Raven.
Yeah, I think Brian. Well, I couldn't drop stuff off today because he said he had Christmas plans. So,
hey, Raven, you want to come in? The post is being popped into here.
I want to bring up something. I know we talked a bit last night that everyone was out of. But,
yeah, we did. Like almost 2 hours after the show.
But treasures in a sci-fi setting, and I was taking a cold swim in the pool today, like right before I came on, and I realized that the treasure in sci-fi games tends to be information, whether that's battle plans or diagrams, schematics, all of that stuff seems to be the big part, whereas your equipment is kind of disposable. That's the way I look at it. Other than your ship.
You haven't been in one of my sci-fi games, so honestly, I do give out gems and jewelry, using the fact that they're old and antique, and maybe even have a reward attached to their return. I do hand out ancient weapons. I hand out like equipment and gear that's from the ancients or from alien civilizations that's better. I'll even hand out like famous personages, cutlass or blaster pistol that's kind of like the Lassiter. It's got a little bit of a history to it, and you find the holster in the belt, you slap it on, and there's a chance people are going to see that and go, oh no, it's so and so, or he's got so and so's pistol. Things like that. I like to hand out psionic crystals. There you go. You beat me to it there, Mac. Things like that. I really like to try to, as James was talking about it before we started the show. How did you put it with genres there, James?
What's the genre?
Yeah, what's the genre? I am a huge fan of mixing genres. Speaking of mixing genres, I'm going to bring in Justin. How you doing, buddy?
That took an hour and a half.
Oh, shit.
I've been waiting
Hey,
since 6:45 when it said you were starting.
It's 6:38 my time.
What if
it's
you
going to be Yahoo Girls?
what if
It's
you
always
look
gonna
at
be the
something
same
like
time, same bad channel? One of these days I'll figure out how to do the thing you guys are asking me to do, but
Just stop putting the time in the title of the show, man.
Yeah, just put like 6:30 PT or PST. That way we know it's on your time.
He did.
No,
Yeah.
he does, but he puts it in the title of the show, which is annoying because for those of us not in that time zone, we just see 6:30.
Well, it says
It says 6:30 p.m. ST.
Yeah, it
yes,
says exactly.
But I don't pay attention to that.
Well, that's
Like,
your fault.
What's PMST?
what about
like
PST.
I did not see any fucking psychopathic woman on the street. Okay,
Hey.
I was
All
not
you
going to
have
go
do is
there,
read.
but
you know what? It's the
okay,
problem
just leave it to
exists
Justin.
between
He always
keyboard
does.
and chair. In this
Always.
case. This is 100% on you. This is like the magic user who doesn't read his scrolls. That's on you.
I do it every week the same time, unless I'm in a hospital or in jail or both. I'm going to do it at the same time. Man, this here I figured I was going to be working on this model that my son got me for Christmas. I kid you not, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Why do you have it yet?
Why do
you have it? Go put it back under the tree, you goddamn present thief.
Christmas happens earlier in California.
No, we have
They're
this
in a different time zone.
No, we have this tradition that we've done since the beginning of the show. Normally, when he was younger, on Christmas Eve, I'd give him a gift so he could go play with it and let me do Secret Santa stuff,
Yeah.
And then, wear himself out. And my parents did it with me. Here
I think most of us do that.
And it just keeps the kids busy. They're all happy. They got a new toy, and you can go cook or wrap presents or get a quickie in or whatever it is you want to do on Christmas Eve. And we do it Christmas Eve, so we're not interrupting other people's Christmas Eve because that's kind of, yeah, I'm just going to put 9 because I'm going to cater to your time zone instead of my actual time zone. What?
Just don't put a time in the show title.
Justin has no excuse because he can't read the thing. It literally says.
Here's the thing, guys.
It says angry woman running around on the street. I can read it clearly at 6:30.
Everybody knows I do it at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that this will eventually be your Saturday evening, thing that you look forward to more than anything else.
Well, it would be if we knew when to show up.
Yeah, exactly.
I will take that as a positive vote of confidence. Thank you, Mac.
It's not their fault that they're hobgoblin time travelers.
Raven, what are you doing? Get your ass in here.
This is why I play clerks, because we don't have to read a damn spell book.
Shadow, would you say that the Liberator in Blake 7 is a pretty good magic item?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh my god, that ship was like, there's nothing it couldn't do, it seemed, It was like the most perfect ship. Obviously there's some folks out there that have ships that are more of their, more like, their favorite. But it was just, it could do anything. I mean, and everything. So they just took all the best stuff, threw it on the Liberator, and went, yeah, cool, love this ship because you're supposed to. And I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Love the Liberator, but I'm really, really loving UFO, man. Right off the bat, starts out with my name on the screen. They forgot the W, but I'll forgive them, that little, issue. But yeah, loving UFO. And I've heard of it before. What's up, Hungar? How you doing, brother? I hope you're enjoying the book. I started reading that book this morning as well, just so I can catch up and see what you're going with your Dwarven Berserker. I'm ready for you. Bring your axe, bring your songs, bring your dancing, because apparently
is he a Morris dancer?
No, he's going to be
a fuck
berserker of some sort. I forget exactly what they're called, but I
believe they're called fools.
Singing and dancing. So I'm going to expect you to be, doing a little samba on the deck of the ship. It's one of, a lot of people don't like the splat books from back in the day, but there's a lot of stuff you can, pick and choose what you're going to use, and I can handle anything. So a little dwarf with his tap shoes on, entertaining the crew in between battles.
Hey,
and I know Hungar's got a great singing voice, so you want some extra XP, bring a good song, and we'll have some fun.
They have to be body pirate songs. That's the whole point.
As in BAWDY.
Yep. They have to be
nice.
pirates.
Nice. I haven't heard that word since I last picked up, what was it, a Penthouse magazine with Wicked Wanda in it, I think it was.
Wow.
And mind you, that was before I was, well, never mind. I was a degenerate at an early age, just put it that way. Speaking of degenerates, where's Brian? Oh, I know where he is. He's being a degenerate.
Yeah.
He's being such a degenerate. He's spending time with his family. I mean, you can't
he's probably giving them all ball gags right now.
Well, hopefully not all of them, because some of them are his children.
Yeah, I don't put that past him.
Hey, now, be nice. Brian's a great guy, and you know it.
Yeah, he would still give them all ball gags. He's like,
no.
You heard.
I'm guessing this is why you don't want to join us tonight.
Justin, stop doing your confession by projection. That's all that we're saying.
No, you've met Brian.
I have been to his house.
Justin doesn't use ball gags.
Yeah, you've probably seen his sex
Rubik's cubes, and he can solve them with his tongue.
Al, apparently you just met me, because that's one of my most endearing qualities is my density.
Density?
Yeah, it comes with the blonde hair. When I first got the blonde hair, I got a little instruction manual on how to be dense and oblivious to some of the more obvious things in life.
Oh.
And yet I made it to 56 years of age. I'm figuring that's going to
stop lying. We all know you're 582.
500.
Hey! That's in Elven years, which puts him right at about 56 in human years.
I can work with that. Yeah, man, I'm going to be done with this model in like 8 minutes. I thought I'd be busy all night. Now I got to go and primer it tomorrow because it's too dang cold. Oh God, L, that's awful. You're probably not wrong though.
Yeah.
Raven sent me this long ass video this morning.
Oh, yeah?
She said it come with a warning notice. About woke stuff, just like clips from everybody out there just tearing into the crap. And I don't want to get into it not tonight, but man, there was some funny ass crap in there.
So, at a certain point, though, again for the treasure, and you're different than how I am. I don't mind ancient lost civilizations, but for me, it's not the point of sci-fi is most things like modern day. Most stuff is disposable, with the exception of your ship. It's what can you get to improve and build new on, and all that other stuff. That's what I liked about sci-fi. That's and gems are fine. It's like, oh, okay, look, you got a cargo, you got this. That's great.
Especially when I do like piratey things,
sure.
I want there to be some actual treasure chests and goofy pirate treasure, and maybe even a star map to more goofy pirate treasure. Why not?
No.
Like James was saying,
you
why
bring
can't we mix genres more freely? Without people telling us it's wrong or you can't do this, you can't do that. You
bring the cargo of gems into port.
I want lizard men versus redcoats in the French Indian War.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
You bring the cargo of gems into port, and you try to sell them, and they tell you, "We have a gem manufactory here. We don't need."
That's fine. You just go to another planet. You just keep it in your cargo hold until you find the right port to sell it. I got no problem with that.
Hey, James L. They weren't lizardmen versus the redcoats. It was the bullywugs versus the redcoats in the War of 1854.
Yeah, that's good too. I like that too.
Or 1754.
Yeah. Nice.
That they had to croak.
You're going to the starport that makes the gems and stealing a load, and they fine you for it $12.50, and then you go to some backwater Bronze Age planet and sell the gems.
Yeah. That was a huge part of Traveler. Was buy low, sell high. Mind you, it wasn't anywhere near my favorite part of Traveler, but it was an integral part of Traveler. The buying and selling, and going from port to port and looking what was a good way to make some money here, a good way to make some money there.
Yeah. And you're like buying the cheapest fucking crap.
Well, the funny thing is how many people forget about how hard it was to create things. They're like, oh, they only sold this for glass beads. I'm like, do you realize how hard it was to make glass beads back then? It's a lot of these things of it's just like a Napoleon and his silverware, which was made out of aluminum. Yeah. Aluminum was the most expensive metal at the time, and now we don't think anything of it. It was in the 1800s.
Yeah, it was because modern production is a byproduct of off-gassing from the smelting of steel, I think.
Right? Isn't there a country that actually has their crown jewels
steel
are actually aluminum?
Aluminum, but our current production of aluminum is a byproduct of.
It's bauxite, is what it is. What it comes down to
bauxite.
Okay. You get it from bauxite, and it's done. You have to send it to an electrical chart. I'm not sure of the full thing, but once they figured that out in the late.
Never even heard of bauxite.
I don't know about you, mate, but here we call it aluminium.
I don't know why you keep putting that extra I in there. The Lulu.
That's what it's called, mate.
It's just
It's
like
the French. Just blame the French. It's the proper thing to do.
Yeah, it's also this whole extra U in there, which is funny.
Petro, gasoline, fuel.
Yeah.
Don't ask. Just roll with it.
Yep. I remember the first time I heard it pronounced that way was from my dad's best friend's girlfriend was from Australia, and it tickled the hell out of me every time she would say it. And I'm just like, I was like 12, and she was quite the character. Wherever you are out there, I hope you're doing well.
Well, this is what I had to laugh at, because when I was in Germany, they did the British pronunciations, and when I was in Russia, they did the American pronunciations for English. So you can tell where they were getting their media from.
That's where their spies were mostly, probably.
No, most of it is just the young culture.
I'm starting to think Omen was a spy. You know that? Would that not surprise anybody? You.
Oh, he was totally a spy.
Who?
100%.
You, Omen.
Yeah,
I'm starting to think you were a spy.
I think he was a field agent doing all that James Bond shit.
I would be the worst field agent because I stand out. I can't speak any additional language.
That's why nobody would suspect you. They'd look at you and be like, "Hi, that guy's a tourist." Fuck no, that dude is 006.
And a half.
He does have that sort of Sean Bean look to him. Yeah, let's see the profile.
Just that's a good profile. I have to do this, to really,
Yeah, this whole nerd act, it's all a ruse to throw us off.
Oh, no. Actually, the great thing about being an engineer, you can go just about anywhere. Yeah, all you have to do is put on a hard hat and a safety vest, and boom,
just
you can
blink
go just
twice. Just blink twice if we're right.
No, I mean,
Al says Owen is the real Jason Bourne. Nice.
I got to
Jason Bourne is the real Jason Bourne.
But now most of my stuff was just wandering around trying to figure out what the hell.
Okay, I'm done. You see that? That's how long it took to build that Shadows of Brimstone.
Oh, you know what? That is cool.
I don't really like Mexican food.
That's not Mexican food. That's Greek food.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I like calamari.
Yeah.
Is that what the sarlacc looks like when it crawls out of the pit?
A sort of a squid-like eyeball here and on the side, but each of the heads on the tentacles also have eyes.
Oh, no.
This is nightmarish.
Oh,
I can't wait to use it on the not just in Shadows of Brimstone, but you're traipsing through the desert playing, Al Qadim, and then this freaking thing jumps out at you, eats a couple of camels.
It's only look, just because we had Watcher in the Dark, when we're playing in the Mines of Moria, and that's how we can't leave. No.
And it comes with a stat card. Excuse me a moment while I. Oh wow, it's not too. It's not
I got a question for the role players. You know how you can pretty easily get like reprints of chainmail and like swords and spells and stuff like that, and Beckme and stuff like that. I got all of those, but I don't know anywhere I can get a reprint of AD&D.
Really? You can get it from drive-thru, and then all you have to do is go through. Don't you ever print on demand in Australia?
I found you can actually get I know for a fact you can get the player's handbook on PDF for free just by typing in the search bar Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Player's Handbook PDF.
No, I want a print version. I don't touch PDFs. I'm not.
Okay.
I can't stand them. I can't stand them.
Drive-thru has a PDF. And it's only like $20, not a PDF. Print.
Can you get in Australia? It's the real question. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. I've bought stuff from drive-thru like printed like quite cheaply. Really.
Yeah, they just send it to a local vendor to print.
Yeah, who was I talking about the other day that said Lulu is better for actual quality?
I bought a lot of stuff on Lulu.
Yeah, but you got to be careful. Isn't that the one that several months ago somebody in Legion of Myth said
Max
that?
From Legion Myth.
Yeah, they said that they were getting a little red about copyright stuff, so you got to be careful when you send them.
Oh, you mean for Lulu?
Yeah. That's why I stayed away from Lulu because of what Max said. I picked up a couple of things from drive-thru.
I've bought stuff from Lulu that's just pre-printed. Like I've never sent them a PDF. Like I've bought heaps of the games that they print. They print heaps, like that you can already that are licensed properly. So But I just get it from Amazon now because it's the same diff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I would go through drive-through. I actually have a copy of. Let me see if I can pull it out here.
I gotta start
I can
selling
get it.
game character sheets on Amazon
Right.
and book
Well, I'm
form.
gonna have to get it because it seems like it just seems like so many of these new games are just remakes of like the old ones anyway. Like,
So-
Yeah, pretty much.
I picked up this
wait a
Unearthed
minute.
Arcana.
I don't
that
know
they're
much about RPGs, but it just seems like
So,
it's much and muchness.
Yeah, that's
I'm
probably
looking
what
at
I
it
was
right
thinking
now.
of, El, the Traveler
I'm
books.
looking at it right now. It says for the PDF plus hardcover standard color book,
Mm-hmm.
it says it's $20 US.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
For
I don't know
Player's
what it would
Handbook?
be for YouTube's. This is for
30.
the
Cost me
Player's
about
Handbook
30.
right there. On
What are you talking about? It'll cost you like 500.
it's $20 for the PDF and hardcover for standard color. Which why would you get anything else for a first edition? Because it was black and white in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, did
Yeah, I
they
don't care about
colorize
color.
it? I hope to God not.
Well,
There's no
I
reason
here's
to
the thing.
colorize.
It's well, they have the different paper. That's it. You can get the premium paper, but it apparently is up $10 off. So,
Good time
it's
to grab
actually
it.
cheaper. Wait a minute, it is cheaper to get the PDF plus hardcover than it is just to get the hardcover by itself. This is what I find nuts.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
got
I'm sorry,
the
it's $2 less.
Beckman-
It's $2.
I got the
$2.
Beckman print on demand ages and ages ago.
Yeah.
That's actually what I did. I did buy the
That's the one I got. That's the one I got.
the rules cyclopedia, and it's all squished together as well. And it's kind of weird because it's got page number 57 like 4 different times in the book. Because it's all the little books put together into one. It's not that hard to get used to. I wish they would have compiled it into separate books, but then that would have probably raised the price. I did the same thing with Dark Sun. I got the Dark Sun box set. Really, hold on a second there. Oh,
yeah, I've been reasonably happy with Drive Through, even though they took Cholt off there, which is a bit disappointing.
Yeah. So
Why did they take Cholt off?
I don't know. Probably because that guy likes to stir people up.
yeah. It's that's the problem with doing some of these things when you put them in there. But you can still get through what is it, Big Geek Emporium?
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Or you could just write Venger, and he'll send you the books that you're looking for. You PayPal him, and then he'll ship them to you.
Because I've seen people. I don't use PayPal. I don't like Peter Thiel.
Yeah,
But,
I don't either. There
Yeah.
actually, I don't know what I was thinking. There are no
I don't
page
like
numbers
Peter
with this
Thiel
one.
either.
But yeah, I've got this one as well.
So
Not
yeah,
a fan,
I'm looking at it right now. They only have the original 3 books. They don't have the deities and demigods for print, so you'd have to get that through a print on demand somewhere else. But yeah,
Bro,
but it's not.
I'm a Hero Quest player. I'm never going to get to that level.
the new Hero Quest was pretty dang good. Jackie and I enjoyed the hell out of it. It brought back a lot of memories for me, and it was fun watching him. Because this was like 2 years ago when he was a bit younger and less mature. Just trying to get just all he wanted was just to kill one of my characters, just one. And I'm like, not gonna happen. We are gonna move as a solid block, and you are not gonna be able to do the things you think you can, and it was fun. We should break it out.
A boulder falls from the sky, killing.
Then you've never played Hero Quest.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it downstairs.
Joking, bro.
I love the miniatures. I had the original game back in the day, and I still have some of the pieces. But the plastic furniture and things like that, I can eventually I'll get to painting that. That's something else that I should put on my list for this next.
I don't like the cardboard, man. Like,
I didn't either.
You can make better furniture than.
Did you see Hasbro Pulse had a bunch of stuff on sale that was sold out a day after for a lot of their stuff?
No, of course. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some of the expansions for Hero Quest, but I want to at least play through the first book before I start doing that.
It was going really cheap on Amazon Prime Day. I know that. It was really cheap on that day.
What? Hero Quest?
Yeah, it was like $80 Australian or something. It was nothing.
Oh, they must.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them that they're just trying to get rid of. Apparently.
Well, yeah. I mean, when a box
usually
game is like
something's-
$120,
Something's about $100. If something's about $100 American, it's usually about 150 Australian. You know.
The other one that comes into it was, you know,
and there's no reason for it to ever be that price. Like that
No.
price for that game is just absurd.
it was all about the nostalgia, you know, for the old guys like us who wanted to play it again. And, you know, let's face it, it wasn't, you know.
I got really back into gaming through Talisman, like hitting on that nostalgia nerve, and I got over Talisman so quickly because it's such a luck-driven game that, you know, there's not much to it really. Like it didn't really satiate my desire.
That's the one with the little the tile square dungeons.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, different environments.
So here's the thing that I've found is I keep on looking at board games and realizing my son really doesn't want to play most of the board games, or I just the only place I can play them is at the library. But then there's a friend of mine who basically buys like 50% of all the Kickstarters for whatever games they have. He gets so many games they just appear at his doorstep. He's like, "Did I buy this?" I kid you not. You know, Shadow, when you look at stuff, he had all the Conan, all the Pantheon, the Darkest. He had tons of stuff. All of the Shadows of Brimstone. I mean, when you walk in, his entire wall of his bedroom are board games. He has a dedicated room for board games. His living room is full of board games. His dining room is full of board games, and the closet in his bathroom is full of board games.
That's disgusting.
Oh,
I knew a guy who was like that with synthesizers. Like he even had synthesizers in his bathroom, and his wife left a note on the table and like just disappeared.
You know what? That sounds pretty awesome. You know, we know which one we know which one takes precedence. No.
He was like this. He was like a Chinese metal musician guy called Strawberry. He had really long hair. He was a pretty cool dude, but he was just like, I don't know. He may have been a spy. Anyway, carry on.
What was he?
They weren't synthesizers. They were.
Hey, you know,
no, he used to compose a lot of video game music and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool. You know what though? Is at a certain point is, you know, if someone has an addiction, you know what you're getting into. Stop blaming them when you're saying this addiction's taking too much.
There's a point.
Well, his wife was pretty cute. He pretty much ignored her to play PlayStation for like however many years, and then she got fed up.
You know what you're getting into when you marry these people, okay? You know that's
good advice. Mac put this comment, even though he's right here. So best space opera tabletop role playing game, go. I can tell you the worst space opera game ever. You know what it was called? Space Opera. Oh my god!
Hey,
I thought it was Star Trek.
All right, we just can't be friends anymore.
Oh my god, I hate
That's my favorite.
Really? Why?
Oh yeah, because it took you 3 days to make a character. It helped me with math so much in junior high.
I couldn't. I had it when I was a youngster. I sold it. I rebought it a while ago, and I read it. I'm like, I am never going to play this. There's just no way.
So
now I wish I didn't sell it for the third time, so that I could just have it in the collection as, you know,
a cautionary tale.
There you go.
So
proof you got a college degree.
Whenever Shadow is
you could
talking
take it
about
out to
these
the
things,
range.
I'm like, this is why I get PDFs of certain books, and I'm like, is this worth buying? And I read through the rules, like, this is crap, and I don't buy it.
I don't even want to admit how many PDFs I've bought, and then realize that when I look at them, my eyes just kind of glaze over, and then it's good to read away from a touch screen.
If I got Star Frontiers,
Hi, Grandma.
Star Frontiers,
if I got like one of those
No.
Paperwhite e-readers, perhaps I would get into the PDF thing again. But I just much prefer a printed book.
Some of those paperweight
I
things
buy
are pretty
PDFs
nice.
Actually, most of the time the only reason I buy PDFs because they're a bundle of holding really cheap. But I find PDFs for games that I might be interested in, and if I like what I see, then I'll buy the book. But that saved me a lot of money.
Well, when it comes to PDFs, I always recommend you go R first, and then think about buying the book.
Well, you know what? The Trove got me to buy more books than any other website. So,
yes,
Wargamers don't have time to appraise whether rules are good or not. We just do what's prescribed because
we do what we're told, like good little boys.
Yeah, you spend 6 months putting the armies together and the terrain, and then like one person comes over like twice a year to play. So I can't tell you whether like bolt action is good or not. I assume it's good.
I was playing with Brian's system.
It's good enough.
And we were, of course we were talking about certain things, and I'm just thinking, I can simplify this and get the same percentages with the math. And of course I was like, no, you can't do that. It's my system. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to always use a D20, and
you people who are always like fiddling with the rules.
I'm not fiddling with the rules. I'm trying to make them simplified.
You'll be dealt with after the resolution.
The resolution.
Yeah.
Hey.
To play rules as written.
Or else.
Well, no. What I do is I look at something.
You'll play rules as written.
If it has a 25% chance, why am I rolling a D20? Can we just, narrow this down to a D4?
No.
We can't do that.
No.
No.
You're carrying another man's vision and another man's dream. Just do it.
Stop right there.
I'm not. I am crushing it.
Stop right there. I will tell you why you can't use a D4. They're evil. You never touch the D4.
I don't like
touching
betting
the D4
on them.
gets a smack upside the back of the head.
You have to have the D4. She can throw them over whenever the JBTs come to your house.
You have the D4s. You have the D4s as like fancy chocks for your like expensive hi-fi system because that's what they look like.
Yeah. For Traveler, I like the stuff coming out of Mongoose. I don't like
I've got everything there except Mech Warrior. I've got the miniature game, but I don't have any of the Mech Warrior RPGs. Shadowrun.
You really gotta love BattleTech to play Mech Warrior, to be honest.
Mech Warrior RPG was bad. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's a lot of people didn't. But if you were really into BattleTech and you want to play the RPG side of it, it could be fun. The rules were kind of but we made the best of it.
Here's the thing is if I can do what I want in a different system that works better, that's what I'll stick with. Because
I got the best use out of Mech Warrior anybody's ever gotten out of it the other day.
You burned it?
Coal.
No. I was over on Bear's stream, and I called Max a filthy Capellan, and Bear said we don't talk miniature games on this channel. And I said, fine, I'm talking Mech Warrior. Mac is a filthy Capellan.
Capellans are great though. They're like Roman, Chinese, Russo space commies. Like that's great.
That's why you call them filthy.
So
Grandma, I'm actually looking for a reasonably priced copy of Metamorphosis Alpha. I've never owned that one. I know I can get reprints, but yeah, Star Frontiers is fun.
BattleTech is a testament to how ideology is really just like an aesthetic choice for the majority of people.
Yes.
Grandma's the coolest, guys.
Yeah. No,
you're totally right there, Mac. Grandma's the coolest. She's got a hell of a collection.
So what is this Metamorphosis Alpha Deluxe Collector's Edition that they've got?
That's a reprint of...
No. I understand that. I want to know why it's oversized. Oh, okay. So it's 10.5 by 14, right? So they use legal, basically. Okay. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And you know what though is I don't hold the nostalgia that a lot of people do. I go back and try looking at it and go, well, I don't like a lot of certain games. As I get more and more, I don't. It's like what works well and what doesn't. That said, if you like Mongoose Traveler, it's on Bundle of Holding right now, and they've got the High Guard update and the vehicle. So you got a lot right there.
But that's all
I'd
PDF, right?
travel.
It
I'd
is
travel with a
PDF, but
mongoose.
you
They're
know what?
cute.
Yeah, I like having both. Whenever I'm at a table, I like to have both. I like the ability I like the physical stuff. But I'll tell you this much: if I have to drag 200 pounds of books with me everywhere, man, this is where the iPad comes in really nicely.
No, it's called get a gym membership, bro.
That is the membership.
I need another.
You lug your
I need
books
another.
from game to game.
I need
Yeah.
another iPad. Like when I was making music, it was actually like really handy as like an extra sound module. Like you just plug a MIDI keyboard into it, and like you can load lots of instrument plugins and stuff on it.
But I mean, it's got the Essential Supply catalog with the update, the Traveler Companion.
That's one of the only ones I don't have on PDF. Friends of James and mine hooked me up with almost all the PDFs over the last year, but that's like one of them I don't have. I've got the Robots, High Guard, a bunch of the Travelers Aid Society. Traveler is a great game. It's just I think it's hard for a lot of folks going from 3d6 stats down to 2d6, and none of the standard tropes of RPG gaming with like hit points and armor class. It uses a lot of different mechanics, but Traveler's one of my favorites because it's so easy to use. I could literally use Traveler to play a Western game, a fantasy game, sci-fi, any genre or mixes of genres with
I'm
relatively.
really gonna read the thing.
I mean, here's the thing that gets me. The real reason that it's there. This was the big problem that was out there with Traveler. The presentation sucked. And the other part that came into it was that no one played it so those were the two things against it. That said, is the stuff coming out of Mongoose is a lot better.
You know what? There's very little difference between the very first Traveler that ever came out and the newest version. They added a couple of charts that flesh out your character a little more and help make the players more of a team. This character from here, kind of thing. It gives you a few more skills on average when you're rolling up your characters, but almost everything, as far as I can tell, is very similar. It's just like a lot of games that over the years people have refined the language that's used to explain things a little more here and there. But I think
generally the more that a rule set was made on a typewriter with staples and letter set, the better the rules turn out to be.
I'm not going to agree with that one. I'm going to say that the more that a game gets played, the better it can be refined.
It's been Traveler is one of those games. I mean, think about it. It went through all the different versions, including getting sucked into GURPS, and it's still going strong. I was playing Traveler
in France they play GURPS.
Yeah.
With Jandolf?
I was playing Traveler the very first time at the age of like 13, so like 1979, 1980, and as a 13-year-old kid, I could totally understand everything except some of the math when it came to fuel and navigation and things like that. I was,
He means 1879, 1890.
Right. So here's the
when
thing
you were in your
that
Middle
comes.
Ages.
Here's the problem that comes with Traveler. It was ugly to look at. I didn't like the weird, the long books. That was the problem with Traveler. It was its presentation. It's not that the
look of it. They were going for what I think. I'm assuming or guessing. I think they were going for a look that they thought was going to be a reality. And if you look at some of the modern tech of now, it's not far off from what they predicted the shuttles and things like that would
No,
look
no,
like.
no, no. I'm saying that the typesetting. I'm referring to
Yeah, the
typesetting
actual
and stuff. It
presentation.
didn't have
when
a
I
lot
see
of
that-
drawings.
It
when
was
I
done
see
on a
that dot
shoestring
matrix,
budget.
Yeah,
when I
that's
see
my
that
point.
dot matrix printer, when I see that dot matrix font, I know that it's a labor of love by grognards with curry in their beards and beer stains on their cardigans, who've labored long into the night arguing about like smoke placement after like firing muskets. I know that that's the real OG shit.
Yeah, but you say that, but I look at him like you guys are doing crap because in most cases I didn't find those rule sets any better than the newer presentation. But no, Mongoose has really upgraded. Like
You say that from horseback and then drop a handkerchief in front of them. You're like, "Good day, sir," and then you ride off.
Oh, you know what? Most of the time it's
I
they're
said
sitting
good
there.
day.
Most of the time,
Slap him.
God, take him.
no, I just look at stuff and I'm just going. But that was the problem with Travelers. Like, look, he had it. It looks like it's from the old 1970s. You know,
What?
with your typeset. I'm not even saying dot matrix. It's just you had to do it on your little electric typewriter. But no, it was. It's the same thing that actually affects a lot of the Palladium stuff too. Is it's definitely dated, and you need to come back, and you need to revise.
Do some formatting.
Yeah.
Some heavy
Guys,
formatting.
Revise your format, streamline it so things are in places you can find. It was, but that was.
I disagree. I think photocopy the existing rules onto like cheap colored cardboard so that they're even harder to read for more authenticity.
I'm not looking for authenticity. If I cared about authenticity,
I want the full analog,
You-
crafty, hipster experience.
You need to
of the
cut up
book.
small cereal boxes and print your instructions
Right-by,
on both
Jackie.
sides of those
Hey,
and
hey,
staple
hey,
them
no,
together.
That's right.
I've got to
And
say
if the
this.
Hey, what's up,
It's-
Squirrel?
And there's a table.
What's
There's
up,
a
Judd?
table at the end of the
Merry
game.
Christmas, Judd.
There's a table at the end of the game for resolving combats, and it folds out into an A1 sheet for like maximum awkwardness. Like,
Hey,
No, it folds out into an actual table.
no.
it comes bundled with Kramer's coffee table book about coffee table.
Hold it. It's architectural e-size with the flow charts that you have to go down in 8-point font and 8-point font, and that's what you have to
And
do.
one of the mechanics is you have to write the orders down in another room.
They're not even relevant or used in the game in any way.
No,
shape, or
no.
form. You just gotta write them down. in
That's the
another
stuff I
room.
spend my days reading. Like, I live with a beautiful woman and I just ignore her totally and read about, like, whether a mitrailleuse can be fired after being set up immediately. Like,
Well, you know
Woman
what?
has no idea what we're talking about.
Oh no, I no, all I do is the fact that no, I just have to laugh because I
Thanks,
spent
Derek.
time on the woman I was with, and she just became a total. She just got mad. I'm like, I should just spend more time reading my books. And I would have been happy.
but American women are of the devil. Everyone knows this from watching the televisions.
Yeah, they're broken
you know
and
what?
programmed by liberal colleges.
Well, I was before that time.
That time started in the 1960s.
You live in Texas. You need to find yourself a gun-toting Daisy Duke type.
You know what? I kind of did, and then but she was brainwashed by California. So but you know what? I have to laugh.
So she was a kale-toting Daisy Duke type. She had 2 bunches of kale in each hand.
I had to laugh because it's a farm girl that still believes that Democrats are good people. No, it's the and what I mean by the Democratic Party, and I just tell my son it's not. But
how can you not like admire the Democrat Party? They love power. They will do anything to get it. They destroy their enemies. Like they truly are the barbarian horde.
They're basically Hydra. I mean,
no,
you got to give them up.
Yeah. They're like the bad guys in G.I. Joe.
Hold it.
To use
No,
the
they're not.
stupid
No, they're
analogy.
not.
This is just like Harry Potter.
They are
Tell
the
the
Emperor with
Ukraine
Order
war is like Harry
66,
Potter.
okay? That's all it comes down. It's just the Emperor with Order 66. That's all that they are. You know, and the Republicans are not any better.
I always hate it.
Yeah,
when,
you know
I
how
hate
you-
it when people. I hate it when people compare current events to like Marvel comics. I'm just like, can you not do that, please, ever?
You know how you'll never defeat the Democratic Party, right? Because they got half their heads in the Republican Party.
They're amazing. They're amazing. They stop at nothing. It's like you guys are just like, oh, look at what they've done now, and I'm like,
No worries, Derek.
It's
I'll
just
see
like
you there later
a
myself.
juggernaut of pure like.
No.
Don't hold back.
Hold it. James L. This is what it comes down to: is they're bought and sold by the same people, and they just trot them out there.
They have a literal like zombie at their head, and they're still like
A literal zombie.
Yeah, they're
crushing,
all meat
like,
puppets,
it's
man.
amazing.
All of them. Telling you, Hydra runs the world.
They're all puppets. Look. Come on. If you ever
I just want
watch
them
the
to
old,
know. I just want them to know that if they want to pay me to shill their message, I am ready at any time.
Yep.
I'm really short of a bob, and I've argued for every ideology without any real commitment to any of them. So
Yeah, but they've already got Australia buttoned down.
Hey, no. This is what it comes down to. Look, if we
I
all
want to
go
be the
back
next
and we
Roger
watch,
Stone, except without the
James
butt
Bond.
stuff.
We watched James Bond with Blofeld. All you have to do is watch James
Well,
Bond and
they'll never
Blofeld
hire you
and
'cause
look at
butt
Carl
stuff's required.
Schwab. Look,
That's the initiation into Skull and Bones.
No. Look at Klaus Schwab. Look at Klaus Schwab and tell me that is not Blofeld in real life for James Bond.
He just had some plastic surgery to cover up the scar.
You will like it.
I'm gonna let
He
you
just
a
needs the
secret.
cat. If he just has the cat, he has done it all.
You know what?
it's
The last truly free place on the planet
Kelly
is.
You're absolutely right, Al.
I'm gonna let
Liechtenstein.
I love Donald Pleasance as Blofeld, but Klaus Schwab sucks as Blofeld.
I'm gonna let you know a secret when it comes to Klaus Schwab. He's a misdirection. Keep looking at him while the actual evil is going on.
No. Klaus Schwab. No, there's a lot of evil in there. I mean, hey, by the way, did you see that they're going to release?
He
the
runs
names
a
for
ski
Epstein?
resort.
Did you see the names for
So
Epstein?
did Kelly Savalas.
Did you see the names for Epstein that they're going to be releasing 177 names for some of that stuff?
No,
Like,
but imagine you're like just Joe Blow the cleaner,
like 3 years
and you're on there
overdue.
for some reason. You're like everyone won't talk to you like until it's clarified that you're on there to vacuum the thing. Like,
Actually, you know what? When Geek and Sundry was decent, with the space janitors, I really enjoyed that. We're like, hey, what happened? Someone just dropped this sword down.
yeah, being a Jenny sucks.
All I know is somebody better be making a damn good dystopian sci-fi game out of all this political shit going on today.
They don't have
Well,
to.
There is so much material.
That's the sad part.
Yeah,
Is
I'll
they
get
don't
right
even
on
have
that. I
to.
will get right on that,
We've
Matt.
already done it for ourselves. You just go over and watch Alien. That's
I
all you
love
have
how
do
we
is-
have
it's
to.
it's
I love how
Wayland
we have to
Yutani.
pretend. I love how we have to pretend that RFK isn't just to stop Trump from getting in, and that Vivek isn't like the Republican counter RFK. Like,
Hey, James L. He's not stopping. RFK's not taking any votes away from Trump.
Yeah, but that's why he was propped up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe that 100%.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
I
what they
can't
were
stand the guy.
He's fucking retarded.
and I mean the whole like trying to
I mean that with the hard R.
The whole trying to
Totally
decertify
agree.
like, Trump from
Totally
being
agree.
able to run is just like designed to get people to pop off so they can like do January 6th like every 5
Part
minutes.
2. Yep.
You know, like
I've been
Part
watching
12.
that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. And nobody's buying it. Nobody's falling for it except the people that they're, propping up
I
to do
think,
that.
I think the higher levels of legislation will just like knock it down and go, that's ridiculous. You're just asking for trouble. Stop it. You know. You know. The thing is, you don't have to. The amazing thing is, you don't have to react to every stupid thing, every stupid trick they pull. You can actually
I'm
filter
too
out
busy
like,
reacting to
90%
every
of them.
stupid freaking video game not video game, RPG that comes down the pike. I'm like, oh wait, it's just another, serial number filed off
They're all
version of
D&D.
a game
I
I've
seriously
already
need
got.
to get
Yep.
courtesy. I did want to mention, like, if anyone's new to listening to this, like, check out 28mm RPG Rick. He does really good Traveler games, like probably the best Traveler games I've seen, honestly.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
going to be in one of them, one of the campaigns he's running at the beginning of the year. I've been champing at the bit for months to get back into that game. When last we left our Intrepid Heroes, my character had his legs blown off, and I was
terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Can
It
you
was
get
pretty
new
funny.
ones? This is like cybernetic, like,
Yeah, that's
replacement
definitely a
thing.
possibility.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we were in a 0G environment on this planet, not 0G, but zero atmosphere, and we were trying to get into this ruined spaceship, and I figured I'd arc weld my way through and blowtorch my way in there, and apparently something blew up and lost my legs, but the suit that I was in, fortunately, automatically sealed, and I'm like hundreds of or thousands of yards away from where the rest of the party is. Like I just got blown to Kingdom Come, so to speak.
That made me think of an interesting setting. Like you've got like an old folks' home for veteran explorers on this nice little planet, and they've all got bionics. They're all sitting around drinking their tea and playing pinochle, and they've got their bionics. But like, an assassin has come to settle the score, and you're part of the rescue team, kind of thing, to stop the assassin. That'd be pretty cool.
Hey, have you guys watched Avenue
Dad's
5?
Army Elements.
No, but I heard a lot of good things about that one. It's
So
one of
Avenue-
the ones on my list after I get to Ice Pirates. Apparently, that's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I'm a heretic for having never seen it. So I'm trying to get on.
Chomp. You deserve it.
No.
It's
The Avenue
Christmas.
5.
Can we have a Christmas without Uncle Hitler? Like one Christmas without Uncle Hitler, please. Please,
You're the one that brought up Hitler.
Please.
Who?
No. See the comment below. It's like, can we just have one Hitler-free Christmas? All right.
No.
Every time he comes down the chimney, I'm like, go back up the chimney, Hitler. Stop it. You're not Santa. We know who you are. Okay. Stop it. Stop stealing my rollerblades.
We don't need the morally ambiguous Abraham Lincoln,
But that's when I began to hate them.
So I was out of window doing something else. And I started hearing all this Hitler shit. Had to come back and investigate. I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's in the chimney.
I've never read that book. I don't really have a desire to read that book.
You should.
Actually, I'm going to bring this up. Is if you were an officer in the U.S. military, you were required to read that before you went to Germany.
I'm not an officer, so.
But again, I'm telling you, this whole idea of when people talk about stuff is you were required to read it.
If you have a table leg that's a bit short, Mein Kampf is great for holding up said table.
You know what though? You do is you just put it right next to all of the Nuremberg trial stuff right in there, and
that's actually what Hitler's Table Talks was written for.
Yeah.
Holding up the other end of the table.
The Viper dogs and the
Cat girls.
Oh no! One of the claims made at the Nuremberg trials.
Yeah, the rise and fall of the Third Reich was enough of a slog to get through. I don't want to add Hitler's memoirs to it.
No.
No.
It starts out innocent enough, but it takes a turn around halfway through.
Hey, is this right up there with a modest proposal?
Yeah, James Joyce. Right.
It starts out innocent enough at the beginning. It's just when you get to like page 2.
No, I'm taking you never read Mein Kampf, or at least one that wasn't edited out of. I'm referring to him now.
I've read it. It. It got boring, but
no,
it was interesting to. It was interesting to learn about his childhood. I mean, that was kind of interesting. But I mean, like, when he became kind of an ideologue, he kind of edited out certain parts of his history, his association with left-wing groups, that kind of thing. Like,
I don't know. The version I have doesn't have that stuff edited out. So,
His time
Now-
as his time as a political officer was also like, diminished in the book.
So speaking of baby Hitler, is there a really good sci-fi game out there that deals like exclusively in dimension travel? Dimension travel?
What is what I had never played?
Palladium, maybe Rifts. I suppose you
Yeah,
could go
Rifts.
that route.
I hate, honestly, I hate Rifts. I hate Palladium.
Did you guys ever? Did any of you ever play Torg?
Wait,
no.
I remember it
Never
though.
heard of that.
It
So
was.
you kill baby.
Why do I
Hit-
think Justin's actually fibbing there?
you
Torque?
kill
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
baby
yeah.
Hitler. You kill baby Hitler and you come back to 2023 and like Biff Tannen is just like the dictator in his place and everything's even worse. So,
Oh yeah, man. Was
Torque
that short story Sound of Thunder? Yeah, that was
Mhm.
that was a good reason why not to step on the butterflies, no matter how much good you think you're gonna do.
mhm.
So I mean, there's a lot of things that are out there, but no, I'm trying to think. There was Torg was one. Technically, D&D with Manual of the Planes would be another. I mean, if you're going to do that,
I think we talked about Torg on this show before.
Honestly, no, I don't think so. That's why I was so
Yeah.
surprised.
I think it was one of the. I had just seen it when I first started coming on this show.
no, I don't think so because
The-
Torg
the-
was
I've,
one of
I've
those.
never played it or owned it, but I remember it being like at
There's
my local hobby shop.
there's a guy, a chick, and a dinosaur on the front cover, right?
I think so.
And
When you
the
really
title's
think
all
about-
slanted.
When you really think about it,
And
it's a
black.
shame that the mechanics of riding in a bobsled were not embraced in a Cool Runnings board game.
Hey, speaking of dinosaurs, has anybody ever owned Cadillacs and Dinosaurs?
I watched the cartoon.
How was it?
It was okay.
Because
watched
I
the-
always wanted to read the comics. I couldn't get them at the time as a kid.
I didn't know there was a
youngster.
comic. I
Yeah,
watched
and
it when
there-
it was first on. So
And there is an RPG. It started with the comic, went to maybe the cartoon, then the RPG. But it's one of those things that's like highly overpriced for what I'm assuming is, more or less probably just a mediocre RPG. But I love
can
the
you
aesthetic.
find it on the high seas and then just print out a copy?
For which one? Which game?
Cadillacs and
Uh,
Dinosaurs.
Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
I'm guessing, I've got a pretty big list, and my budget for games this upcoming year is significantly increased. And I'm like I always tell you, I'll start doing my real shopping after Valentine's Day. And I'm sure
Yeah.
that with the way things are going, it's either going to be crazy out of price, and I'll know that by the end of March or April, if that, is going to make things, prohibitive cost wise. Otherwise, I'll probably, start with picking up the comic books, because comic books are dirt cheap right now for a lot of things. And if I like the comic books, then I'll continue forward.
Does anyone remember the
Yeah.
comic book from the 80s, which was like a Cold War one where like the US and NATO went to war with like the Warsaw Pact?
We're talking about Twilight
Um,
2000 stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a bit like that, but it was a bit older.
Well, see, I played a bunch of those games in the 1980s.
Not
It was
Team
set
Yankee.
into it.
Yeah,
but,
it was set in like 1980. It might have been Team Yankee, actually. I think it was.
'Cause
Yeah.
I know
Okay,
that
I remember that.
Team Yankee was a novel, and then it became a war game. But I think there was another property in between. It might have been an RPG.
Yeah, I'd love to do something like that.
Okay, so I'm going to bring this up though. As you know, we're talking about the dystopian future kind of thing. Here's the problem that I have with the modern day is that I have to assume that like when you play Shadowrun or Cyberpunk, that kind of sci-fi stuff, is that
Dark
the dystopian
conspiracies.
powers are competent and that they are led by evil men that know what the hell they're doing. And I'm seeing none of that in our current dystopian.
Reality.
It's not that there aren't competent groups out there. It's just that there's a lot done to keep you from knowing who they are.
Justin, I can say this much. Trust me, there's a lot of incompetence right now.
Yes. Well, there's always that layer of fact.
Yeah, but it's
that's
kind of
in
like
your
almost
face,
Keystone
right?
Cops that we're dealing with here.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. I mean,
I
we're
would
dealing
also
with
get the
Keystone Cops,
impression-
and the problem is that they're empowered. This is no better than the
Uh-oh,
ruling
here
class
comes
of
trouble,
Europe.
folks. Here comes trouble.
Yeah, the ruling class of Europe was the same as the level of competence that we have nowadays.
I also get the impression that they have a lot of compromising stuff on each other, and that limits what they can and can't do.
Oh, I know. It's
You
well the what was the thing in there? And I've heard this before. It's there used to be pretty good diplomats and stuff like that. They're like, oh, okay, they're evil
like
men,
I know about Justin's pizza pockets, and he knows about my waifu pillow. So I'm gonna give Justin a good deal on coal, because I know Justin can't stop burning coal.
Here's the problem: is our dystopian future has become idiocracy with the people in power. That's what it comes down to. Is our dystopian future is idiocracy with our politicians.
What happened to Brian? We scared him off with the coal? I don't know, man.
Brian can't figure out technology. He has to take the ball gag out of his butthole before he can hit the enter button.
That's mean. Brian's not a man of the anus.
That you know of.
And you don't use ball gags on your butt?
This is Brian. He's into all kinds of weird shit.
Let me go get the manual. I don't know how any of this stuff works.
You of course would have the manual.
Okay, here he's gonna try it again. Brian, I hope. Oh, there we go.
There we are.
Cameron, everything. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Brian,
Eve.
Brian, tell these guys you used the ball gag on your butthole.
I used the what?
the ball gag on your butthole.
Ball gag.
Merry
not
Christmas,
on my butthole, dude. That's for
Merry
the butt
Jesus' birthday, Brian.
Told you.
It's Jesus' birthday. Okay, keep it nice.
I am. I love the Jesus.
Yeah, we know how you love the Jesus, and that's why we keep you away from him by law.
No, that's Jesus, not Jesus.
This show is turning into feminist art. It's becoming very vaginal.
Vaginal.
Oh, God. That's okay.
I just
don't badmouth feminist art.
A whole bunch of very confused.
I just walked in and it just went...
love Cornish pasties.
That's what I do to a room, guys. Sorry.
It was fine until Justin decided to go off on his anal fetishes. So that's
I'm just warning you about our buddy Brian. So
I have been to Brian's house.
You should.
Brian is a stand-up. Brian is a stand-up man. Brian is a stand-up man. He's not nearly as greasy as you want to portray him, you jackanapes, you snollygoster.
When you remember what happened to you at Brian's house, you will need therapy.
All I remember is that poor Brian was starving, and I brought him food. That's what I remember. I brought him taco.
Listen, like
taco meats and fajitas.
When you guys are all like, when the end comes and all guys are all starving out, I got at least a fucking year worth of fat on my ass. I'm gonna be like just. Sorry, Shadow. If I could give some to you, brother, I would. But I'll take that. I'll take that gun from you now.
No. I tried to put on a new vest tonight, and I couldn't button the buttons. It was sharp as hell. I know. It's a large. I really have
no problem living on like chickpeas, stock, and rice. Like I've done it before as a student. I could do it again.
When I started this channel, I weighed 145, 150 pounds. I've gained like 50 pounds in 3 years, and it sucks.
Welcome to gaming,
well,
baby.
I used to eat a lot of pasta as well. Because I like to bloat max.
Max.
Yeah, I'm bloat maxing.
That will be my New Year's resolution. I will get down to the skinny ass me. At least I got to be able to at least drop 25 pounds if I, stop eating ice cream at like 2:00 in the morning. I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, that would probably help a little bit.
Being irrational, man.
Just fast and eat a few more plants and a little bit
fast.
Less
Are you
stuff.
Okay? Yeah. You have not. No.
Just go keto carny for like 6 months.
No, that's garbage.
Now you're just making me have to work out.
Your
because I have
guts,
10 pounds
your guts
yesterday.
will look like your guts. will look
I
like
thought you were
downtown
beating your
Gaza.
kid for a second there.
I
Owen.
know. It was like
don't beat
he's
the kid.
warming up
He's
to
a good
start
kid.
kicking some ass.
Here's some tamari almonds. This is how one maintains like not eating all day. Is you just have a little bit of protein from a plant.
Almonds, you know, nuts have a lot of fat in them, dude.
Yes, they do,
Yeah.
but they're good fat.
Well, okay, yeah, they're good fats, but if you got a
What
bunch
the
of stored fat on you, it's still just fat.
What the fuck did this stream devolve into? We got a guy
don't
hitting
know,
things
but-
over the.
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know. We are
I got
so
some
far
really
from
nuts
space
in his mouth.
stations and battleships and juggernauts. And let's
Juggins.
talk about Red Dwarf.
Yeah, Red Dwarf, the best
Oh.
sci-fi.
How did it
series ever.
fail? How did it succeed?
Well, there was a
it-
red.
it-
And what is
dwarf.
his infatuation with Curry?
The only
Well, it
Red
has two taste
Dwarf
buds.
failure. The only Red Dwarf failures are episodes that are self-referential.
No,
So
I
all
think
of
the
them?
failure of Red Dwarf is they aged. They just aged out.
Mm.
I would say actually, Brian, close. What their failure was going on that big gigantic hiatus instead of putting out the stuff maybe that they did then or did later then, or coming up with some other stuff and just keep it
They could
going
have done some.
and end sooner.
They could have done some hilarious audio dramas. I mean, that's what kept Doctor Who and Blake Seven going when the series wasn't like coming back.
When they should have
Those
died
stories-
many years ago.
Well, those stories were way better than like what came back, like in the reboot.
And of course, they should have kept the original Kachansky because the woman they brought in was just like, I know she's pretty as hell, okay, but she really couldn't hold a candle to the original Kachansky.
Yeah.
That
Claire,
actress
Claire
singer
Grogan. Claire
was just
Grogan, yeah.
was just incredible. She was perfect. That sense of humor. Instead, they turned her into a 5'10" version of Lister, or excuse me, Rimmer.
Rimmer.
She was just
to
too,
rhyme
she was
with
just
scum.
she was just too tightly wound up compared to that happy-go-lucky, cute, charming, funny as hell character we knew in the first. What was it? The first season was she in?
First and second.
I do
She
kind
was
of
just
like.
marvelous.
I do kind of like Crichton's weird, like mumsy jealousy. for,
Speaking
like,
of Red
Lister's
Dwarf, Jackie
girlfriend.
walks through. Hey, Al, go watch tonight's Christmas Eve show. That kid's almost as tall as me now, and I'm 5'10". There's no dwarf in that boy.
You're only
whatsoever.
5'10"?
I'm only 5'10". 5'11", depending on which convenience store I'm leaving at the time. But bump.
If you're in full sprint or just walking out, right?
Just walking
I'm
out. I don't
I'm
sprint
like
anywhere. I got 50
I'm like
pounds.
6'2". I'm like 6'2", and my brother's like 6'4". But when my brother's around, I like lie and say I'm 6'3".
so,
I'm like the shortest person in my family. Like I'm the runt.
so James,
So you come from the land of giants, is what you're saying.
Yeah. We eat a lot of beef. We drink a lot of milk, and we
All
eat
right.
a lot of
Well, since
broccoli.
we started it, how tall is everybody else?
I'm 6'2.5".
Brian,
It just dropped L while we were doing this.
I'm
Uh,
5'11".
if you
5'11".
if you go
Justin,
check- It's only
I
3
don't
minutes
know,
long.
5'10", 5'11", something like
5'10". Okay.
Justin is 1.5 Hitlers.
that. Yes, I'm 1.5 Hitlers.
we got our Hitler quote in.
Yeah, let's go back to Red Dwarf, man. I love that show. That show is literally in my top 5 favorite of all sci-fi. I know it's not really all that
The original
serious.
Kachansky was only in 4 episodes, though.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
but she's a sweetheart, and she has
Yeah,
an
she
amazing
was.
parallel career as a new wave singer in a band called Altered Images.
Yep.
She was in Father Ted as that character.
Yeah,
She played like a who's the Scottish chick? The bald. She shaved her head. Hates.
She
the
was
Pope.
like a Sinead
Sinead
O'Connor.
O'Connor.
Yeah.
Sinead
Like
O'Connor.
Sinead
Sinead O'Connor knockoff. Yeah, Father Ted's hilarious. I love.
Oh,
Father
that is a
Ted.
great
Yeah,
show.
she was absolutely adorable, and I don't know why they couldn't get her back. Maybe her music career was doing great or something. I don't know.
I used to
crypto fascist.
I used to DJ her songs like sometimes, like at the end of the night,
What was
like
she?
wrapping up.
In Altered Images.
Yeah.
She's James sent me a video of one of their songs the other night, and I was like, this, if I'd seen that back then, I would have been, oh, okay, I'm putting these in my collection,
Yeah, she's gorgeous, gorgeous new wave chick. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't go. She wasn't like supermodel. She was just, the kind of
Cute.
girl. Yeah, I grew up with a couple of girls that she I was looking back and I was like, oh, she reminds me of, this girl and that girl, in high school and whatnot, that were, you could hang out with them, easily approachable, not all snobby and snooty like
They made a fortune. They made a fortune off one of their songs, "I Could Be Happy." It's been used by every travel agent and like tourism campaign in human history. Like,
I'm telling you, Al, those old videos, man, I was skinny as a rail. I was actually too skinny. I'm not gonna lie.
are you doing the? I'm an Al. Are you doing the iron shake? Oh my god!
I
You've
wish,
got the
but
iron
man,
shake.
this is only a 20-pound. I can't do that 45 where he's doing it with one
That
hand.
rocks. You rock, Herman Al. Like, you're my new iron shake. Because sadly, we lost the iron shake, and he was the best foil. Like, he was a party animal. I can see you're a very intelligent man. You're a very intelligent American man. Yes.
Yeah, Jackie
Screw
had
this head
pretty long hair back in
DBLT.
the day.
Screw
Al.
him. I will make him humble.
I met the Iron Shake once.
Really?
Him and Big Lou Alzado.
That's awesome.
And some other wrestlers. We had a Comic-Con once.
I don't really follow wrestling, but I love the shake. I just love the shake. He's the best.
It was funny because I was with my ex-wife and I turned the corner. I see Big Lou, with his fucking rubber bands in his beard. I go, Lou! Like, and she's like, oh my god, what are you doing? I'm like, it's Lou! And I walked up to him we were like old friends or something. She's like, hey, what's up, buddy? or some shit. We're
That's
sitting having a
awesome.
conversation. And my ex-wife was like, oh my god, I cannot believe you did that. I'm like, what? That was Lou. You don't even know that guy. I'm like, I know. That's
That would have
so
been
fucking
that
awesome.
would have sucked. That would have sucked.
They should make a wrestling. They should make a classic '80s wrestling board game that's like Blood Bowl. That would be great.
I think they already
There's a
have
couple.
one.
There's a couple miniature wrestling games out there.
Oh yeah. What's his name? Rob Oren's a huge fan of wrestling because he's probably kick all of our asses in the same room at the same time.
He eats 3 wrestlers for breakfast every morning with his weed.
You know, right? That guy is a machine. I will absolutely cry when he's gone. He and Jackie and I have, had more than our fair share of conversations over the years. As a matter of fact, Rob Oren was the deciding vote that got Jackie and I into Shadows of Brimstone.
Is he the board game guy that does all the board
Yeah.
games?
Rob's Tabletop World.
He's
He's
gonna
man.
have an aneurysm. He's like so amped up.
Now, this is for Elle if I wanted to clock the.
Holy shit!
That's awesome.
Now that's a buzz right there for you, Justin.
All you need is like a gold vest and a little tiara.
Yeah.
Man costume.
Hey,
I bet that one is just your size there, Brian.
Oh, Justin, why are you so Canadian?
Dude, I'm a giver, not a taker, bro.
Most Canadians.
That's not helping.
It's better
Mac,
to give.
real quick, Mac.
Better to give than to receive this Christmas.
Not with that thing. That thing is definitely
depending on what
like
your cultural
said,
background
I
is,
give that
it's
thing.
not,
Brian can receive it.
looked down upon. Mac, what is AFMBE?
All flesh must be eaten.
Oh yeah, that
Zombie game, Eden Studios.
Yeah.
Oh dear God, that's awful.
Yeah.
It's funny. There was a big wave and revival of zombie games, and I think people got sick of it. But I'm still entertained. I'm still buying them left, right, and center when I see them for a good price.
Oh yeah,
Really?
totally. Me too.
Yeah, I love a good zombie game.
They're
They're
great
dumb.
for one shots.
They're dumb. You can play them with anybody. They usually come with fun minis. Like, you know, not everything. Like, I do like my historical stuff, but even that, I take a fairly breezy attitude towards
Yep.
uniforms and stuff like that. I mean,
By
if I
adding
can
loose
I
find
don't
Man.
care. It had 7 buttons. I couldn't fit it in there, so he's only got 6. You don't like it?
exactly.
Jump off a fucking bridge.
It's like that's
Not
not what
on-
the fucking
not
yeah. That's not
only-
what those
not
look
only
like. Come on
that,
now.
Not only that, but I've just generally found that when you do actually get into a period, like all it takes is watching a few documentaries and looking at a few color plates. You can find a color plate that justifies pretty much anything from any period.
I don't care that I used eggshell. They freaking bleached those pants a little longer. And if you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
I mean, remember when you guys are on campaign, they're like swapping stuff out, like, you know.
What are you talking about? They have to wear the same uniforms. They can't be wearing
well,
they can.
No.
In World War II, sure, but I mean, even
Fucking
then, the
Owen.
saturation,
I swear to
even then,
God.
the saturation is going to be different on all the American.
I always
greens.
played at
It's
the
true.
non-anal tables, so I wouldn't get yelled at by the old men.
Omen,
If you-
I swear to God, I have probably seen you eat
Yeah.
more meals than your ex-wife.
Yeah,
You
I'm like,
what?
when
I
I
have
show
probably
off
seen
my-
you eat more meals.
Oh,
I mean, you're
Yeah,
eating
yeah.
at like 10 at night, dude. What the fuck?
He's a hungry man.
He's
When
a
I
grown
show
boy.
my stuff,
You're making me hungry,
When-
and I just had pozole. Oh, that's
He
why
just worked out. He's got to replace those carbs.
Yeah,
Guys,
That's why I'm
I only
hungry,
have
'cause I
one.
just had pozole.
I only have one
I
goal.
don't
Like
recommend it, folks.
when I upload my armies and stuff to YouTube and show you guys some stuff, and that is to actually demystify the whole thing because it's presented as this like impossible to do,
This is
massive
keto
undertaking,
friendly.
you know. Like, I don't want people to feel that way about historicals. I actually think it's way more relaxed than it's presented as being, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
honestly,
actually never
guys,
met any of those guys. I just like joking.
Yeah,
about
neither
it.
have I. I never
I was
really
about
have
to say-
either, honestly.
probably 99% of it, because I've played a lot of historicals in my day.
Yeah.
99% of people are cool. It doesn't matter.
yeah, exactly.
And usually
Yeah.
the people that do give a shit are they're the ones hosting the game anyway, and they're like they
Are
already got
your-
their buddies that they want to playing, so you're not even part of the equation.
Are your
Yeah.
French mostly blue? Are your British mostly red? Are your figures just painted? I'm happy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever.
Hey, this is why I go over to Brian's because he's already done all the
rest is
painting
up
and
to you.
everything, so I can just play what he has.
The rest is up to you. And especially with armies before the Industrial Revolution, like, consider, like, they're,
Yeah.
you know, cutting-
Uniform
they're
was
basically
close
getting
enough.
discount prices at the local tailor at a bayonet point. They're like, no, you
Even
can do a
like-
better price than
Even
that.
during World War II, it's like if you ask what color is olive drab, there's like 15 different fucking factories in the U.S. who
Yeah.
are doing that, and they're all a various shade of green, olive, all
One
sorts
of
of
the-
shit.
Yeah.
One of the
Hex
nicest,
code hadn't been invented yet.
one
What
of
was
the
that,
nicest jobs I'd seen was like GM Fritz's World War II Americans. He did like an American army and like a Fallschirmjäger army, and the Fallschirmjäger were pretty cool, but the Americans, the Greens, they all had different saturation on the different parts, like different washes and stuff to bring out different aspects of the drab. So some were a little bit closer to a forest green, some were a bit closer to a brown, you know, like.
I'm
And it
going to bring up
just
one
worked.
other thing too. It depends on which laundromat you were washing your clothes and how much you bought a new uniform. It really
Yeah,
does.
it's like you wear that
Yeah.
thing for like 3 weeks straight without even being able to shower. You're just like wiping yourself down in the field with like a wet cloth, like for 3 weeks, and then it goes and gets laundered like with bloody,
Laundry rag.
sulfur carbide or something to get the light.
Okay. So I'm going to bring up a little bit different because you're mentioning about showers. We know how Shadow is about that whole aspect. With
it's the hardest,
fantasy world and
hardest
stuff.
part.
So
It's why
the
we're
question is,
wargamers.
what amenities do you have to have in your spaceship?
A
You need to
shower.
You have a
Showers.
sonic shower,
Definitely
a
showers.
Sex
water
bot.
shower, and a jacuzzi.
Working toilets.
Sex bot.
Sex bot. Brian's, of course, sex bot. You don't need a shower. You don't need a control panel.
Sex bot.
It's a sex
I'm
bot,
good.
too.
You
In my
plot the
future, all
course.
clothing has genetically engineered bacteria that clean you anyway. And
What
How
was it
was
in
that?
Cross of Iron, that Peckinpah movie? There's that one guy who's like, I don't bathe anymore because after a while you have so much shit on you, you become waterproof. And they're like, what the fuck? He's like, yes, that's why I stink so bad because
And all
I am
the,
now waterproof.
all the lighting has like a UV band, like, built into it, so it kills germs. Like, there's no comforting showers in my future. You always just feel oily but technically clean. Like when you have a shower
like
late
your
at night,
future.
and then you wake up the next day and you're like, I don't really need a shower, but I kind of need a shower.
Yeah.
It's like when in Red Dwarf, there's a scene where he wakes up, Lister wakes up, and he's like, where did all this grit come from? His bed is just full of dirt. And they're
Well,
in space,
grit. If you want to know what you're going to be eating, it's going to basically be like that. I love that idea. As like, even the Dark Angels in like 40K apparently eat just like the most dour kind of bowls of porridge and gruel, as part of their penance.
You're serving the Empire when they just put you into Soylent Green, okay? That's
Man,
the way
talk about some
we're headed for
prudes. The fucking
Yeah.
Imperial Space Marines, man. Woo.
Oh, so that's a fun question. I don't know how many of you all have seen that movie Snowpiercer.
Yep.
That-
Oh,
Yeah.
So if you had a choice, would you do Soylent Green or would you do the cockroach juice bars?
Oh, cockroach juice.
Soylent Green.
Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Soylent Green.
Yeah.
well, why would I eat people? I mean, that's degrading to the human soul. Like, I think
I wouldn't know that.
cockroaches.
That's true. I've
Cockroaches
heard
are not
Canadians don't have
ideal.
souls.
Cockroaches are not
Ooh.
ideal, but like,
Shush.
Shit, did I
if
say that out
I
loud?
had to, I mean, it's like let's eat grandma versus let's eat grandma. Punctuation saved lives.
Oh.
No, I couldn't do Soylent Green, but I could do Soylent Yellow and Soylent Orange.
So what's that, Family Dog?
Algae.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
some kind of
hoping-
algae. Yeah.
That's what Soylent Green was supposed to be, was an algae.
Sea
It's-
algae.
It's,
Yeah.
you just have to get your scoops.
I'm
As
sure there
long
was
as you have
algae
your
in it.
scoops, you're okay. 2 scoops.
Yeah.
Okay, so seems like it's split between cockroaches and long pig.
You know what though? Is why are you going for cockroaches? That's what crickets are for.
Crickets are poisonous. You cannot.
And
No, no.
cockroaches will survive anything, I guess,
No,
especially
the
a
whole
glacial
perfectly edible.
period.
You
Crickets
can't
are
eat the
perfectly edible.
chitin. The chitin will kill you.
As long as you
Probably,
dip it
I've
in
looked
chocolate,
into
you're
it.
okay.
I'm not eating chitin. No way.
The
Not
fuck
doing
is
it.
chitin?
It's
It's
the
a-
shell.
It's their outer
Byproduct
shell,
of
the exoskeleton.
yeah.
Actually, you know
or
what?
what it's made of.
Is I have a friend of mine. He has issues with his digestive system, and to get fiber, he said they were talking about they had to get they grind up the chitin, and that's what helps clean him out.
Cricket flour is an ingredient you should look out for in your processed foods.
It can be toxic. It can be toxic.
They're
but I gotta be
starting to
honest
sneak
with
it
you.
into our foodstuffs.
If
most of it is
if you drink instant coffee, you're already drinking like 10% cockroach legs anyway. I hate to point it out to you.
Okay, so years ago when I was in Iraq and they thought they found some bugs in the food, I brought up the FDA allowable contaminant list in food.
My uncle used to work in that field
And
as well.
So what I did is I sent it out in a mass email and said, "Do not read this," and then I put the link. And of course, what does everyone do? They click on it, and then they start screaming at me, "Why did you send this to me?" I said, "I told you, don't read it." And then my favorite was
Again, why did you send it then? I gotta ask.
Because you know what? I assumed that people were adults, and if they could take to know what's in their food, because I think that's important. I'm all for it's just like understanding organic food. And the next thing that happened was one of the guys screams, "Not chocolate too!" Yep.
Yeah.
Well, some of it just comes down to I don't know if you've ever eaten fresh berries, right off the vine. I used to look and say, "Oh, there's no bugs on it." I could hand them my son.
Hey, you got
And
to
then
wash
we
it
put
off.
as soon as you put it in the refrigerator, there was this, after about 4 hours, there's this big layer of bugs that was all at the bottom. And I was like, wait a minute, I checked all these. So
it's funny because the sole reason why Kinder Surprises aren't allowed in your country is because it's a contaminated food product.
What is?
And that's
Kinder
the
Surprise?
surprise.
Yeah, it's a contaminated food product. It has a non-edible item inside.
Kinder Surprise.
Yeah,
it's the
Yeah,
Kinder
that.
eggs, and it
yeah,
only applies if the surprise is surrounded by the entire shell.
yeah.
Because
I'm so
you
glad I
can-
get my eggs from a
What are you
farm.
guys eating?
Oh.
No, are you guys not familiar with Kinder eggs?
No,
What they did is they would get a chocolate egg. All right, so they do the chocolate, on the egg, and then they put a little toy inside. And
Yeah, and it's inside of a shell, right?
yeah, it's a chocolate shell basically. It's the, what they do is they just, but that's not allowed, and so what they do now is they'll put the toy on the outside of the egg, and that's allowed. But that's in the
Yeah.
U.S. It's so
Oh,
stupid.
We used to love
I
those
did hear
things,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't have toys inside of food.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Because it's. I
Yes,
remember
people
reading
crazy
drink
choking
Gorilla
hazard.
Glue.
Who knew?
No,
People
the thing's
will
bigger
put
than your
Gorilla
mouth,
Glue in their hair.
egg. But
Right. I
it
remember that.
opens up and there are small pieces inside. But no, the rule
the law.
is because something to do with when they were making popsicles originally, and then the way the law is written, it has to. It doesn't matter.
They
But that's why
admit
that's
they admit that it's
excluded.
not a danger, but they said because it's the law, and instead of trying to change the law, they if you bring over Kinder eggs,
I'm the law.
Yeah.
They
if
should
you
make
bring over Kinder
they should
eggs
make
that have the
alcoholic.
toy inside,
They should make
will be
alcoholic
confiscated.
popsicles and call them
Yeah.
like schnapsicles or something.
Yeah. But
So-
it all comes. The law was written the way it was when the popsicle was invented, because people were worried about the wooden sticks. And
It's ridiculous
It's
for
really
the whole
weird.
thing, and Congress has never changed it. But yes, a lot
Yeah.
you'll hear this every so often in the news, but they have confiscated Kinder eggs.
I hear Dianne Feinstein is coming back to the Senate, and she died, but I hear she's still coming back.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, they overruled Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death.
Yeah, no, she's coming back too. Like, they're just going with it.
Politicians are for life and unlife too.
Yeah.
Hey, liches aren't just for D&D.
Liches get stitches.
Liches get stitches.
No, those are Frankensteins that get stitches.
Those are they get
It doesn't run.
phylacteries.
Oh, you're not allowed to use that word anymore.
So I think we've sufficiently chased all the women away for tonight.
Slave phylacteries that are fat.
No, I actually identify as a woman. Thank you.
Yeah, you bigot.
Proper women.
So just Venmo me.
Nice
like,
help.
this is my Cash App. Yeah.
If you send me
For the purpose of
$9.95, I'll
taking-
forgive you.
For the purpose
your-
of taking
your
donations,
bigotry.
I'm definitely a woman
For
online.
now.
Yeah,
Hey.
like when you just show your feet, no one can quite tell, can they?
No, they can tell. I've got
Yeah.
hobbit feet.
Hobbit
Yeah,
feet.
no. He just has to fetishize it as hobbit feet, and he's fine.
That's it. Yeah. That's
Oh
all you need.
yeah, true. There's a niche. It's like Rule 34. There's a
There's a
niche
fetish for everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
You would know, right, Brian?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I've
I
seen almost
discovered.
everything.
I discovered like Taylor Swift, but bimbofied. Like that's quite hilarious.
Wait,
So
so,
Taylor
so
Swift?
you mean Taylor Swift?
Yeah, like people just filtering her photos to make her look more like bimbofied. It's awesome.
Well, I mean, she is wearing lingerie in her shows. I mean, it doesn't
Man, I
take.
like me some Taylor Swift, man.
She's not hard to look at. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
She
she's
just-
alright for an old bird.
She's kind of fat.
She's like,
She's fat for Shadow. She's a little big.
I mean, if she's like, just bear in mind, somewhere someone's yelling at her to take the garbage out.
oh man, I wouldn't mind yelling at Taylor Swift to take the garbage out. Oh.
So what was tonight's show supposed to be about?
I don't know. It's
Looking-
gone so
looking
fucking
for-
sideways. I lost track.
Looking for
Something about
bimbo-fied
space?
images of Jeb Bush. If you have a goblin army, can you put Jeb on your standard bearer's flag?
Yes, you can.
Could you have a goblin
But
warlord
only
with
if he
Jeb?
has a guac bowl in his hands.
Yeah, could you have a goblin army leader with like a Jeb pin in place of a shield with just Jeb and the exclamation mark?
Like Jeb Bush, like the
Yeah.
Brotherhood.
I've seen so
I
many
disagree.
memes.
I
I've
think
seen
he's.
so
I,
many
I think he's more of a bullywug.
I've seen so many history memes of like different conflicts throughout history or different elections throughout history, or like even the Australian election. They did one where it's like the results and they list all the local parties or the local armies that fought, and then result victory Jeb, and it's all shaded in Jeb's campaign color, and it's got Jeb like photoshopped in front of the map of like Europe.
Okay. So years ago, do you remember when they used to have Ernie? I'm sorry, Bert and Ernie, and they had Bert with like Osama bin Laden and everything else.
Mhm.
Do you remember that from the 90s?
Yeah, but that
was
was
a lot of
real
fun.
though. That was real though. That actually happened.
Oh yeah, well, of course it was.
Bert did travel to Afghanistan, and he did make Shahada.
Hey, Al says the original D&D movie is now on YouTube, free.
Yeah.
You know what? So is the new one. Well, that's on
Yes.
YouTube. I know that the new one was actually pretty good. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm more of a
Wasn't
one
bad.
and done with those.
Is that the one with Tom Baker in it as the Elf King? And like it's got Jeremy Irons, and he doesn't know how to play a wizard, so he's just super camp, and like he's like,
Yeah. That was the
My
original, but I'm
revenge
saying,
on
but the new one is actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was a
I
lot
liked-
of fun.
I liked
It's on
Jeremy
Amazon.
Irons as a villain. He was the best.
The Amazon
No,
one was
Al,
pretty good.
no.
He was also wasn't he the bad guy in
What's your beef with Tom Baker, Shadow? He's
was Scar.
a
He had a
national
good
treasure.
Scar.
He's a
No,
national
I was
treasure.
I was talking about something else that he said.
Oh, right.
wasn't Jeremy
about
Irons
braid-
also the
braiding
bad
her
guy
beard.
in
Yeah, no.
Aragon?
No facial hair on my women folk.
Oh
Except for
yeah,
the frogs, it's
yeah. I
not-
think you're right.
What?
Hey, wait
Like-
a minute. You obviously don't like those Mediterranean women.
When it comes to facial
The
hair, no,
dwarf-
I don't.
The dwarf
Okay,
beard.
without
the beards on the
without
dwarf
deep
women are
mustaches,
actually.
How would we have the Italians and the Greeks, being represented?
I'm
Don't
okay.
know.
The dwarf beards that the dwarf women supposedly have in various settings, I actually think are like a metaphor for like Eastern face veil.
Yeah, Slavic chicks.
I never met any
Women-
Slavic chicks that had any facial hair.
Women should not have
I
hair
have.
from their nose down. Full stop.
Yeah, but if she can provide you with a good like
Depilation.
anarcho
depilation.
primitivist lifestyle, like you can.
I don't
overlook
want
it,
anyone that
like-
looks like they're prepubescent. That's my requirement.
You can learn to live with it.
You can ignore a hairy upper lip if you're living like an actual Sasquatch in a cave. That's awesome. Like I would trade that.
In the
Shadow.
heat of passion,
That's
so you
what's
see
right.
a little mustache. Who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
Shadow.
You're sitting in a cave. You're sitting on your bear skins, and you're like drinking rainwater that you collected in big leaves. It's great. Like
I think it's your duty to corral this back in the right direction, there, host.
He's
Yeah,
like,
So I was wondering, have any of you guys bought yourself something this year?
Oh,
I got myself some dice.
hold on, guys. Check it out. I got this in the mail today. You guys are gonna shit because I shit. My best friend.
Can I
sent
not?
me a
Can I just
wash
look
and
at it
cure
instead?
machine for my
Oh,
3D
very
printer.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Now
Nice,
you
'cause
can
I've-
wash and cure your balls.
I've decided, Brian, since you handed off that wonderful tank to someone who I already handed off the same model to, you can make it up to me by either hooking me up with two brand new tanks or maybe two really kick-ass mechs. Of course, I'll pay for everything. But
Yeah, but the second
Anything
tank
you
is
want, man.
The second tank is for the cultist version or the blown up version. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I'm sure Bo is gonna flip out when he gets them next
You
week.
should have got it by now.
oh, you're having strawberries in your rice pudding.
Yeah.
How decadent.
So anybody else out there besides me?
No.
I bought tons of stuff for myself. Some of them I'm still waiting for.
I didn't buy
Yeah.
shit for myself.
I said I bought some dice. I bought 4 sets.
I'm on a
of black dice
buying.
with
I'm
yellow
on a
writing.
buying moratorium until like end of February. I think that's when I'll have some
until
proper
your
cash be in the black.
until your woman's out of earshot.
No, I'm
Well,
serious. Like, I have.
let's see. I backed
You know what? I
three
I was working on this.
Kickstarters. I backed
No
three
shit,
Kickstarters.
no shit, L. Why doesn't Brian send Shadow some R12 foam core
Shit. I mean,
or some XPS, 2-inch thick?
what the
Just
fuck?
like
Why am I having to do that?
because you're the
You
closest.
have
to me.
You
shells
gave it
and
to
shells
me,
of it.
and I knew I wouldn't have used it, and I gave it to somebody that would.
Oh, I would use it. I would use it for something. I just don't know what yet. I haven't made a good craft in a couple of months. I'm feeling the
I sent
itch
you
this
some
year.
awesome shit in the mail, bro.
Oh, I know. I'm just playing. But I do want a couple of
Yeah, just let me know what you want. No,
because I only have like I think 2 mechs that are 28-ish millimeter scale. Everything else is like really tiny.
I can get you Titans, dude. Full 40K scale Titans for free. I just
Well,
gotta,
no, I don't want anything 40K. I don't want it to everybody to go, oh, that's a such and such.
Well, no, I mean
something
they don't look
obscure.
like 40K. They got like giant tits and penises and tentacles and stuff.
Nobody
There you go.
wants that, you sick This is why I was making my bondage freak jokes earlier. Because I knew Brian was coming.
Dude,
and this
there's
is how
so
he
much
is.
stuff out there, guys, that like
Oh, I know.
it doesn't look like 40K, but it's obviously scaled to 40K. It could be proxies or whatever. It looks awesome, man.
If you are
That's
pricing
another
your
one back.
miniatures,
Yeah.
you're
Although Brian
bad.
said Brian said the Venture Brothers minis won't be out until like next month or later.
Yeah.
Oh, lame.
Although I
that's what
did
my
prime,
sponsors,
today that Vampirella you sent me, so I'll be working on that next week-ish. I want to knock out the stuff that's on my table tonight or today, and then move it. I figured out if I can knock out 1,000 minis next year, I'll still be behind.
Okay, so I got this new thought for you, Shadow. Think of it.
You got a
Instead of
thought?
having like thousands of unpainted minis, like millions of unpainted minis, you can have millions of STL files in a small little confined space and just labeled however you need. And when you need something, you just go to that one file, print that one thing up, and play with it. Instead of having to paint all this shit and store it, you can have it all on file and just access
Because
what you need.
I've already paid for it or already own it, and thousands of my minis are actually original lead minis from the 70s and 80s.
I know, but
They're
I'm
not going
telling you,
anywhere.
you can do this too. You have this vast database of miniatures.
That too.
Yeah.
I'll probably once I get rid of this mountain of
Brian, you gotta
built
send me.
stuff.
You gotta send me a link to that Vampirella.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up.
I picked the classic pose with her holding the bat out. That was on too many covers.
There's
The
a bunch
other
of,
ones-
like she's in bathtub. I got a 28 millimeter scale. I mean, you can shrink that down, but I found a 28 that's kind of like for like wargaming that I printed up. for
I've
myself.
actually got some of the original Vampirella minis from back in the late 70s that are lead or pewter.
Yeah, they look
like
awful.
55
Awful.
Yes, you're
They
absolutely right.
look fucking
The archive
awful.
one is trash. There were a couple others like I don't know if it was Ralparth or Grenadier, but yeah, they're just like, oh my god.
You know, I look back at the old Relpartha stuff, and it's just I'm not impressed.
No,
It's all there was.
but that's all there was. That's it.
The
Yeah.
15 mil Demon World figures are incredible. They're really good. And if
I'm
anyone
just-
wants to play Old Hammer, that's like a very cheap way of doing it. Still a very high quality.
Yeah, for example, that archive Vampirella miniature. If I were to put it on eBay right now, $50. I literally picked it up for $1.
Could you sell it for $50?
Yes. That's what, and those prices just keep going up. There are some minis out there. I sold a 25 millimeter Pit Fiend, right, for $300.
What?
Yes, because it's lead. It's original. There's probably less than 50 of them left on the planet.
I'm a gamer, man. I'm not a collector anymore. I just collect to game. I don't collect to collect.
Yeah.
I like ways of making money that don't require me to do anything other than, buying and selling stuff and then appreciating it, then going, I'm done, and popping it back on eBay where I found it first place.
I'm gonna be selling off some of my stuff this coming up year, like some of the unique superheroes that we've had in our campaign that died. I'm gonna sell those off as like weird World War II originals. You guys can
let me know before you put them on the open market.
Okay.
Like I was telling somebody earlier today, Jackie and I are going to redo the back shelves here and do some new stuff with it. And I want to highlight more of the things that I've gotten from other folks, whether they were gifts or I purchased them or, things like that. And just change things up a bit. Jackie's had his section that hasn't changed in a year. And I want to swap out old stuff and bring in some of the things that I did paint and file away some of the stuff that, like some of these dragons and what have you, they're really hard to see. I want to kind of, have less clutter back here. Plus, I need to make some room for more books because I've been buying a lot of books lately.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know why painters do commissions. Our friend Fritz, he does that. That's like his job. I don't really consider my stuff good enough to charge people for. And there's lots of folks out there if you look.
So L, let me tell you why I don't do that, because I fucking hate painting. I hate it. It's like a necessary thing I have to do because I'm a war gamer. But man, I do not play other people's stuff. I just can't do it. Just hurts my heart.
Well, you know what, Brian? There's already, from what I hear, people printing in color, so you could literally print your minis.
It's very expensive.
It's super expensive.
It's very expensive, and it's not really.
The tech's not quite there yet. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
resin.
maybe think about it as a if you can like with people like me, sending you money to print stuff up for them. Actually, I want you to make some money for it. I want you to just
you don't have to pay me anything. Just if you guys ever want to pay me for anything, just send me some resin. I mean, that's
here's the thing. You could actually turn it into a nice side hustle and make some money. And
I already got a side hustle. You know what I'm talking about, Justin.
Yeah. Does Mel know?
Oh, shit. Who do you think counts the money, man?
Oh, by the way, Brian, you need to get tested.
I knew he was a two-ply. I knew
it. That is classic.
Holy crap! I guarantee you, this video is gonna pop. Oh my!
Brian, when you finally get around to making shirts, you gotta put that one out there. Oh, by the way,
man, I need your help with that too, Justin. I looked at it the other day, and I was like, I couldn't find the.
You gotta make the liches get stitches one.
Yeah, liches get stitches.
Yeah, and then do like a bunch of dwarves with their arms folded and like
it's weird
stripy
war,
Adidas,
it's not a weird war
stripy
stuff,
Adidas trousers, and like have it like dungeon gang and graffiti writing underneath, like.
Yeah. Yes, L. Miniatures don't give STDs, but resin printers give chemical burns.
They do. Ouch.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do anything if you guys print anything that's gonna touch your body, you need to get like in there like
all of these things are irritant.
there's a human like compatible. I don't know, some sort of like, because there's like cookie cutters and there's blah 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 blahs and there's actual toys or whatever, but you need a certain resin that's not like toxic to like human. I don't know.
Yeah, no, don't do that stuff with resin. But it's mostly when it's a liquid. If you get it and you don't wash it off.
Yeah,
like there was this guy when they first came out. He spilt some on his pant leg, and said, "I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'll deal with it in a bit." And about a half hour later, he took his pants off to go shower, and it took the skin off of his thigh.
Yeah, it's like
they're all irritants. Like when you're working, even like IPA is an irritant. Like I use gloves as soon as the liquids come out.
But they're not like acidic, but like they cause like irritation. I mean, I guess if you're like anybody can be like susceptible to it,
Like I have a low threshold. I have a low threshold for that because I used to do like 12 hours of soldering a day, like a Chinese peasant. Like so.
And it also depends if you're dumb enough to let it sit on your skin long term, right?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to wash it off right away and wear gloves.
All right.
And all that
when
shit.
you guys were just mentioning that, I had a similar incident with heat rash and underwear. So there's a reason that
I used to run a geotechnical firm, and we dealt with a lot of concrete storage, like the cylinder storage. And after a while, that lime and lye, the lye bleeds out into the water tanks. And after a while, like, if you don't wash your hands and stuff, man, you just like hands just dry out and then they start to burn and stuff. It's like that chemical burn.
Yeah. Even with like cleaning models, like plastic models, I give everything a good hoover, like before I move on to the next thing, because I don't want little bits of plastic everywhere,
Yep.
But yeah, guys, anybody who's into wargaming or into miniatures, and again, I can't plug it enough, guys. Think about a 3D printer as an investment because you will save so much money.
Brian, with my particular set of problems, like I have a lot of issues with my spine and my hands, and the hardest thing for me is prepping and assembly.
Yeah.
And 3D printing solves a lot of that. Like even if you have monopose models, you can change the poses in Blender and stuff like that. So I'm really thinking about it. I just need to build a shed load of stuff before I actually have the space.
Yeah. That's
like I was saying, I've got
always a problem.
A crap ton of Kill Team box sets that some of them are still sealed, some are open and looked through. Once I can get those out of my areas of the house, I'll be able to pick up some new stuff.
Yeah.
Well, don't pick up new stuff, man. Finish up the stuff you have.
I paid a bunch of Kickstarters last year, but
I'm not buying anything new except for board games until I have a printer. Basically, that's my goal at the moment.
Yeah, I can't wait till the new year. A lot of my workload's gonna be cut in half.
So, what kind of dice do you pick up, Justin?
I got the standard sets, but I got like a bunch of the same ones, so I have doubles of everything.
Gotcha.
Did you get guys? So I'm gonna put a link on the private thing and try to put it up on the thing on YouTube, Shadow. So this is a guy. He was the guy who put the dice in the original box set of D&D. I can't remember, Zuko or something like that.
Okay.
And he started a dice company called Science Dice, right?
Yeah.
And he made a video of how like they're plain. They're not flashy. They're just like, but they're straight edge. They're made like
the old chess X dice.
They're
they're not like chess X. Chess X is shit because they
Whoa.
agitate them and they are guys.
They are.
When you watch this video, I'm gonna get this video. When you watch this, it will change your fucking life about dice.
Wash your mouth out with soap, sir.
No.
Yeah, that's what we got for Christmas
I have
for
chess
ourselves.
I have chess dice.
Nice.
Better at gray.
A scythe.
Yes, a scythe. Are you supposed to mow your lawn? No.
Well, I don't know about
how-
you, but I got two
How
Mexicans.
very dare you?
Yeah,
Very
Mexicans,
dare you,
man. Like,
Your
that's-
wife,
that-
your son, you make
That
your wife
joke has
muzzle off.
filtered into his
No,
very
No,
soul.
the kid that's staying with us.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
All
you
right,
think
guys.
he gets to live here for free?
Oh no. Actually, this is pretty good to work out with, though.
I don't care how
and
strong they are.
if Shadow
Guys?
didn't have two Mexicans living with them, he would just go to the Home Depot because that's where you get.
Hey, you know
just pick
how
them
in
up early in the
some
morning.
you know how in some zombie games you have like NPC miniatures that are like just civilians and they just look a bit scared. How good would one of like Beto
Here's the
O'Rourke
link.
be? Like you've got to rescue Beto O'Rourke from a building full of zombies because he just has that natural scared NPC look about him.
Hey, James L. The good news is that I don't have to risk any of my little miniatures to save Beto or O'Rourke. He's on his own. Because you know why?
You just leave them.
He can use all those AR-15s that he wants. So
You can't kill
Yeah.
something that's already dead, guys. Zombies are already dead. You can't kill them. So don't try.
they are dead.
You can't die. They're already fucking dead.
No,
No.
you know what? The only
Brian,
difference that are-
Tiny little pieces and light them on fire.
Okay, there
I
you
saw
go.
I saw a sexy zombie chick the other day, and like I had like an immediate visceral response, and I was like, I've been alive on this earth for too long. Like my ancestors are looking down on me, going, "What?"
When you start thinking necrophilia is okay, you've got to stop it.
I haven't gone that
Fine.
far. I'm not that weird yet.
Yeah, he's working for it.
But okay, guys, the link is there at your leisure. Watch that, and I'm telling you guys, it'll change your fucking life about your dice because you got your favorite dice and those dice that roll like shit, and there's a reason why they're like.
All
no.
right, Anthony Robbins.
Brian, hold on
I'm
a
just
second.
getting
Brian.
over your chest X remarks. Like, give me a second.
I'm going to bring up something that Brian does.
That's
It's
right.
only important if you want precision, equal all around sixes. I personally don't care that much. So
Hold on, guys.
No, the
Can you
thing
see
is
that?
like if a dice is supposed to roll,
That is my dice collection.
Brian, they're not supposed to roll all equal.
No. Statistically, dice will roll a certain way. Come on, you're the engineer. You know this.
No,
actually,
You're missing
spread-
my point.
the
You're
spread
missing my
is like
point.
way
I know
more
exactly what you're
chaotic.
saying. The point
The
being
spread
is
is
that
way more chaotic than wargamers want to admit. The spread is way more chaotic than RPGers want to admit.
No. Here's what it comes down to: is I understand about the science, and that's only if you want everything to have exactly the same percentages, which is important in places like casinos and things. But the rest of the time, I'm like, no, I don't need that. I just rather have something that looks cool.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's just, but I would rather have a dice that's like fair.
If you
instead of a
want to
dice that's either
spend
Okay.
$49.95
So
on a
wait a
single
minute.
die.
He says fair. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you use any D10s?
yeah.
D10s are not a fair die. Doesn't matter what you do with them. You have to.
Right.
They can only be one of the 5 platonic solids.
I'm talking about a dice that will roll straight, not because it's been agitated and misshapen. I want a dice that's clear, crisp and clear, straight edges that will roll decently.
But I don't like straight
They
edges.
have so much
I don't
more
like
statistical
straight
variance.
It's
than
not nice to
people
roll.
realize.
All right.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. It's like I said, is if you want exact dice for that, that's fine. But for me, I'm okay. And actually, years ago, I found this out. Is apparently in the we're talking way back. We're talking thousands of years ago. They saw nothing wrong with dice that favored one side or another. They're just like, well, this is representation of what the gods would want to favor.
They rolled bones.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I mean, I
Was
get
it
what you're
your
saying,
knuckle
dude.
bones or
I get it,
something like
but me as a war gamer who has to roll a shit ton of fucking dice in a war game, I would like the dice that would roll.
What you
how
need
it
to
would
do
roll instead of being modified due to its misshapen, body.
Well, how much
bring
of
yourself
the
metal
dice
dice? Is that
popper.
what you're saying, guys? Because I'm okay with getting some metal dice. I've been eyeballing a set for a
Yeah,
while
metal
now.
dice are great too. Yeah, those are good dice to roll too.
Brian, you can use your 3D printer to print up a die machine the surface perfectly so it's even on all sides, then cast it in rubber and mold your own dice, or mold it in.
I've already bought my dice like 10 years ago. I have a set of dice.
Well, you can make dice like
Yeah.
as a set of dice and sell them.
No,
People buy fucking artisan dice for
yeah.
hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, I
They
saw
should
some
make a
amethyst.
Cthulhu game. They should make a Cthulhu game that like where the dice release like a little bit of like LSD while you're playing.
The numbers
How much is a little? Hey, Spencer, long time no see, buddy.
Just a couple of
The-
droplets, nothing too crazy, just enough to add a touch of realism.
the numbers
Again,
aren't
how much is a little?
the numbers aren't painted into grooves. They're little openings to a sponge soaked in LSD on the inside of the die.
Every time you
Well, there
pick it
used to
up,
be-
you
What's
absorb
your
it.
There used to be a modular. There used to be a modular synth that was like the touch panel, like it had like a capacitive keyboard that you could play, and that was soaked in acid. So people would like lick their finger and then like lick the panel and like
That's
trip
funny.
out while playing the synthesizer.
Yeah.
Simp wasn't freaky enough.
You sure that guy with all the synths you were talking about earlier was some Asian dude and not yourself?
I knew this guy from Canada that my girlfriend from Canada used to whatever.
My girlfriend goes to another school. Shut up.
So okay, so you know the joke where like oh my girlfriend up in Canada. In Canada, do they say like my girlfriend in America? Do they have that kind of same kind of joke? No. Okay.
Now all I have to do is say my girlfriend over in Newfoundland.
Well, it's Canada, so they're like my
Well,
penguin.
that's just different.
up in the Arctic
But we know no one actually lives in Newfoundland, so that's.
No, Sword and Steel lives in Newfoundland.
Isn't Quebec kind of the breakaway guys? The
It
French
used to
Canadians,
be.
aren't they the
Used
ones?
to be.
Used to be.
Yeah, and he killed his wife. Hello.
You guys painting anything right now? You guys doing any hobbying?
Sorry, I
I'm
just
cleaning
away
up,
from
I'm cleaning up some Romans, baby.
Oh, what era? Republican or Imperial?
Caesarean.
Oh,
Caesarean.
Caesarean. There you go.
Wait a minute. I've got to mention something. How many times have you thought about them this week?
Several.
They own at least 20.
Thanks,
But
Spence.
it doesn't
Absolutely.
help. I've been reading the Rise and Fall of the Roman Republic, Empire?
Several.
Empire,
Yeah.
I'm just doing the Aquafire standard now.
yeah. Nice.
Oh, what was the guy that wrote that's name?
Rundle Rundleson.
No.
Rundle.
Oxnard Montalvo.
All right, guys, I'm going to head off. I need to go yell at my son, I think. So.
Good man. Yell
Yeah.
at him for me a little bit.
Merry
Nice.
Christmas, Owen.
Merry
Merry
Christmas, dude.
The Edward Gibbons series.
Oh, yeah. Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't they do it?
I read the abridged version, which is not bad. Like, it's just one book instead of like 5.
6. There's 6.
They did a television show of that too, didn't they?
Yeah,
Back in the
I
day.
actually like with historicals, like 50% of what you need you can get from watching like just a few good documentaries on YouTube. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
True. I mean, especially for a war game, you don't need to get too political in it. You just kind of need to know where and who is doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just when you do, you realize, man, history in high school was legit. Like, we did all the boring stuff.
You know, that's funny you mentioned that. The kids that are staying with us right now, Emily was begging her brother to explain to her, what World War II was, because she's in, I want to say 9th grade and still doesn't know.
That's
Really?
crazy.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
Justin's
it's
happy.
it's
Is that
probably not a
Mexican or
bad
is that
thing for the
American teaching?
Well, she grew up in California, but she's been living the last 2 years in North Carolina. So I would figure,
Oh,
got to have a little bit better, schools out there. Mind you, Jackie and Alex got really lucky and went to two, believe it or not, great schools here in California, public schools even, that
That's
were
good.
fantastic. Both the boys are damn near straight A students. But then again, I kind of wonder, is that, actually
like a
easier
social,
here in California?
Yeah.
But then again,
social advancement or whatever.
no, they're actually they're really good kids.
Well, the curriculum's been dumbed down, so
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
But
that's
I was looking at his
bullshit.
math, and I'm like, okay, I can't do it. So,
yeah, but that's not saying anything.
Yeah. I barely passed geometry back in my senior year of high school.
That's
which
why I
was
got
the
a degree
very-
in history, dude. So I take the very least math needed.
Well, no, I'm just talking high school. You
Yeah.
needed to pass geometry to graduate, and I barely did. And I kid you not, the next day I forgot it all, and I've yet to
Yeah.
use 90% of it. It just doesn't come up, for me personally.
I had a 97 average in chemistry, and I couldn't tell you shit about it.
I've never had a chemistry class.
Yeah.
In high school, we literally
Chemistry's
never
fun.
had.
Yeah.
Jackie's got a chemistry class right now. I've never had one. I learned a thing or two, but
Yeah.
not through school. Insert your
Street
favorite
chemistry.
joke here, Nate. Justin.
Yeah. Your brother's in prison for what you did.
No.
The truth.
Trust me, that is not true.
You fucking Walter White bastard.
Oh man.
No,
we
drugs are bad. Stay in school, kids.
know how Jackie met Methany. You introduced them.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't heard that one. That's
Dad, I learned it from watching you.
She used to test the product for you.
good. She's made out of product. What are you talking about? She's 90% uncut.
No, I'm pretty sure she cuts.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it. I like it when the girl is uncut. It's more to play with.
Because then that's less time.
I don't know. You probably used to cut girls and being an emo.
Yeah, that's nasty.
I knew a lot of girls. Like I dated a goth chick for a while.
I met a woman with a foreskin, Brian.
Yeah. All her friends. Were
Wow. I told you that James is one of the funniest people on the freaking planet. And thank you for showing up and making us laugh our asses off once
That's
again.
called the penis.
We know.
He likes him pre-op.
When the penis is feminine and cute, it's acceptable.
Oh, fucking degenerates. I have a shirt that says, I'm 98% sure you're a degenerate. I wish I was wearing it right now and on camera because I'm 98% sure you're a degenerate.
The thing is, like, I'm such a flaw. Like, if I was hanging around a bunch of guys who were really like left wing and progressive, I would be like the troll, conservative. You know what I mean? Like, it's just who I am.
Yeah.
Just
What you
see
need to
the
do
shit
is angle
stir.
your camera down a bit.
Why? Do you want to see my cleavage?
No, I want to see not the top of your head.
Please,
Or
God,
into your
no.
pate.
glistening.
Oh, you made me bend my spear. Ooh.
You do that all the time anyway.
I think it's time to take a smoke break. I'm gonna have a bong and a blintz. A smoke and a
Oh, I was
Yeah,
talking,
okay.
James. I was talking to my buddy Adam tonight.
The one who does
down in Sydney. Yeah,
Chinese wargaming.
I'm telling you, you guys need to hook up, man. I'll give you his Facebook link.
Does he have
Seriously?
a feminine PP?
He's a
It's
big
the wrong kind of hookup
smoker
there,
as well,
James.
my friend. So you guys have a lot in common on that front too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You guys can
He
get
likes
blitzed
water.
and talk about H2O. Just add water.
He likes. God, I hope Cesis goes through your hard drive, Justin. I really do.
Hey, that one chick from South Africa was hot.
Yeah. Hey, did you know that archaeologists found Hitler's lolly folder?
Do what? Your Australian broke up.
I said archaeologists found Hitler's lolly folder.
Oh,
Did
his
the
lowly folder.
Yeah, they're looking for Goebbels' Steam account now.
Goebbels Steam account?
Yeah,
Oh.
Mark Felton is looking for it.
Yeah, Mark Felton's great, man. I love his shit.
I love Mark Felton.
Watching
I love
his
the
shit.
10-hour. Have you ever seen the 10-hour version of his theme song or the trap remix of his theme song?
Nuh-uh. 10
Like,
hours.
Yeah, it's just dun, 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 dun. But for
I've heard
10
that.
hours.
I know that's public domain because I've heard that exact tune in like 5-6 other channels.
Well, it could
Yeah.
be licensed.
Yeah. Yeah, Felton rocked. He did a review of his visit to like Buckingham Palace with his
Oh
wife.
yeah.
I'm not sure
He
what you
just
mean
rips
here
it.
now.
He like ripped shreds off the whole thing. He was like, it was awful. Like
What?
he was really funny about it though. Like it was just really, really like
Like me and my
dry.
wife went here and it was a fucking nightmare and there was no chairs to sit down in. There was no air conditioning and
It's just
the
really,
water.
really dry British.
They kept trying to chain us to the wall.
yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You again?
You
You
again?
again? My
He's
dog.
the best. I love that dog.
He really is. He's the sweetest, smartest dog I've ever known.
You didn't know my dog, Panzer. He was awesome.
Yeah.
The people who said your dog wrote threatening letters, like that's not true. And don't worry, my legal team's working on it.
A legal team. That's defamation.
My dog only went into France that one time.
It was only one flipper baby.
That time my dog got into a fight with a dolphin outside of a bar. Like we don't talk about that, but yeah, he showed his violent side that night.
Now that is something I could see in Australia.
That
Don't
wasn't
be
a
not.
dolphin. It was my Aunt Sue. Yeah, like I said, a dolphin.
You guys are
So
crazy.
you,
tonight.
Shadow, you're awfully quiet. What's
Oh,
going on?
Jackie,
Mac.
hit me up with something. He I was muted.
I was thinking about Sequest DSV the other day, and I was like, why haven't we weaponized the manatee?
Yeah, I really like
They
the
did.
premise. I really like the premise of what season 2, season 3, with
I remember it was kind
Yeah.
of fun and like
Was that the one with Roy
look-
Schneider?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it looked
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it
was
looked pretty
thinking about
good.
that the other
It
day,
looked pretty
too.
good for the budget. It looked pretty good for the budget, and then they kind of jumped the shark a bit and brought aliens into it. Like it was
Yeah,
kind
the
of like,
aliens were stupid, but
yeah,
when they came back in the future of the future and they replaced Roy Schneider with Michael Ironside,
and Australia was
I
in
didn't
like a
see it that far.
Australia
I-
was in like a Micronesian dictatorship, which was awesome.
yeah, and Micronesia ran a fucking
Yeah.
nice.
empire,
Nice.
empire that was conquering the planet.
That was so dumb.
Uh,
I couldn't get
I
past
think
the
the
first
last-
season.
I
Yeah,
remember the
I'll
last
just
the
criticize-
whole war.
People criticize Lizzo, but I would, I
You
don't
get
think
that?
you,
Is that what you're saying?
I don't think you can discount the gravitational properties of large attractive mass. Like
Yeah, I think I
you
can.
might not find it sexually attractive, but you will find
But
it
you'll be
attractive.
drawn to. You will be drawn towards it.
Yes,
Yeah.
whether you
Yeah.
like it or not.
You might not like it, but you will be drawn towards it.
It's much like the moon. If you get too close, you have.
Oh, the moon isn't, dude. The moon is like such a schizo conspiracy theory. I don't even think it's real.
What do you mean?
There, I said it.
Lizzo's
There, I
Stone
said
2
it.
does exist.
There, I said it. No, actually, I do. I do think that the moon is real, and I do think that we went, but I actually think we
God,
were asked to leave.
God.
I think we were asked to leave, and I'm not even joking.
For what? The moon? Yeah.
The last episode of Sequest I think I saw was the one where I forget what was going on, but there were these two kids that were like playing this video game against each other with these
Mhm.
robots, and they were like the
Yeah.
last. You know what I'm talking about? They were like
That
the
was-
last people.
That was another time travel episode.
You know all
Yeah,
the
it was
you know all
sad.
the BattleTech. You know all the BattleTech cartoon episodes are on YouTube.
Yeah, they were remastered by a YouTuber and put up there. The
BattleTech or Robotech?
BattleTech.
No, BattleTech.
There's a BattleTech cartoon.
I didn't know there was a BattleTech.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched that video, by the way, Justin. So now I know what the inner sphere is and the outer sphere means.
Yeah. And the next video after that, I didn't realize was 4 hours long, and the one
Yeah.
after that's like 19 hours long, and
Yeah, I
the one
didn't
that I
know
just
that.
dropped today is like 16 days long.
I just go to sleep listening to those war videos.
Yeah.
Wow,
Fuck.
that's a hell of a lot of content. Wow.
I'm exaggerating.
Oh, okay.
But they are several hours
I mean, because
long.
They are
Jackie's
several
showed me some
hours long.
videos that are like 12 hours long, so it wouldn't actually surprise me if that was a real thing. So
Mel
No,
listens to that
hopefully it was
shit. She
6
listens
hours.
to those like black noise or green noise. or
oh
whatever.
dear God,
ASMR. I don't
Yeah.
mind ASMR.
It's just like a actually it's a starship just flying through space.
Okay,
I
I don't know
hear
that
that
one.
shit all night.
yeah. When I first heard about it, I did a little research on it, and it didn't do anything for me. I could fall asleep in the shower. So
I
Yeah.
just like music. I just like
It works
music
for me.
I like music or commentary. I don't like actual targeted ASMR. I find it a bit
have you
creepy
guys
and
ever done that?
intrusive.
Sometimes.
Listen to you're listening to a video or something in your sleep, and then you start dreaming about what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
I've done
weird.
that.
Well, you know how they used to sell those like sounds of the seashore?
Yeah,
Sure.
that's I like
Yeah.
that stuff.
That's
Yeah.
how it triggers the same parts of the brain. But
Uh-huh.
the problem with those things is once you've heard them, you're in tuned to them, so they don't work anymore. They just don't hit the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, it's weird because I used to actually write self hypnosis tapes many years ago, and
How to hypnotize
I
women.
found out that you have to keep changing it up or it stops working.
Yeah. So the good thing about ASMR on YouTube is it's just constantly being produced, so it's always different, right?
Yeah.
But there are like different types of it, and if you don't like sounds of the seashore, but you do like city traffic,
Yeah. I like
Maybe you'll find
thunderstorms.
something.
yeah,
That's what makes me fall asleep.
you know what I
I
mean.
hate it. I hate it when it's some creepy tart with some wind chimes like whispering into your ear, going, "I'm taking off the drink."
Oh yeah, the fucking.
Yeah. You get the hell out of my ear canal.
Yeah,
What are you doing there?
I like glass tapping and like making Legos.
Making Legos? Really? The
Yeah.
clicking?
All of this stuff sounds
Because it's the
weirdly dystopian.
Lego stuff.
All of this stuff sounds weirdly dystopian to me. Just put a record on.
Well, I suffer from very, very, very severe insomnia, so
Right.
like I rather deal with that stuff than drugs because that
for you.
stuff's not gonna fuck up my liver.
Yeah, I just
Or
I
everything
just do
else.
Yeah,
I just do lots of drugs. It's great, like all the
Yeah.
time.
it's natural, right? Just like
Yeah,
arsenic.
yeah. Yeah, there's totally no drawbacks to being like a total stoner, and there are no negative side effects. I promise.
Actually, there's
Well,
one.
I
There's
love
one thing.
I love the people that goes, it's a natural product, bro. It's a natural product, and then I hand
Yeah,
them this
it's
pink
not
thinner.
actually it's not actually the amazing it's not actually the amazing cure-all that it's made out to be, but it is helpful if you've got a broken spine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed when I stopped many years ago is that I could actually remember what I dreamed the night before.
Yeah.
Like decades, I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
remember shit. But then when I stopped, I could actually remember what I dreamed. Not only what I, just got through dreaming, but like days later, I could actually recall it.
Well, I'm forced to take breaks because it's expensive. You know what I mean? Like, it's not cheap.
Yeah. You can't grow it there, can you?
Not yet, but that's coming soon, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, just save your seeds, and when that day comes, you're ready to go.
I've been saving
I
my
think-
seeds for a
I
long
think
time.
we can
so-
legally have 5 plants here, but I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, they were
Um,
talking about something similar here.
What I love is I went to watch a video.
People are very apologist for it, but out of all the substances, I find that it's the one that, like, it's better than the nerve pain medication that they gave me. They wanted to give me like fentanyl, and I was like,
Oh
no.
no.
Did they ever give
Just
you
don't know that.
what was that one? What the fuck was that I used to take? Gabapentin.
Yeah,
Never heard
it
of
made
that.
me crazy. I broke a window.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made me nuts.
Gabapentin, the like sleep drug.
Mhm.
I take that.
I
shit all the
literally broke a window on my house because it made me crazy.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
I never went that bad, but I had still do have a lot of nerve damage.
Yeah, from all that freaking acid.
No, it was from. It was more than likely they think it was from when I got struck by lightning.
Oh
Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
shit. Were you really good at piano after being struck by lightning? I was like hoping.
You're real smart.
No,
you can speak
no.
all the
I was-
languages.
I was hoping that like if that ever happened to me, that would be like the trade-off. Like
It'd
You
be
know.
like Michael with
be an
Yeah.
amazing piano
Touch of
player.
You only live for what?
Yeah.
Couple of months, or when you're dead.
Oh, like from the movie Phenomenon.
Yeah,
was that phenomenon?
That movie was fucked up.
that's pretty good. I enjoyed that one.
You know, it
That's
was
crazy,
it was
Shadow.
definitely
What's
interesting.
was that the
being
one with
struck by
Joshua
lightning?
Yeah, it was.
What-
It was.
What's being struck by lightning like? Do you just get a shock and then you wake up in hospital, or like?
No, I woke up. I was on a job site working construction. We were building a gun range for the military, and the guys took off to go to another job site and left me. So they'd come back and pick me up. It started raining. They forgot I was there, and I was going to get a drink of water from this hose that was hooked up to one of the other buildings. And walking back, got hit. I woke up. I'm in the mud. It's still raining. I got a hole in my arm. It hurts like hell. Blood
Oh,
everywhere. On my arm, my clothes and stuff. And I ended up having to spend the night there by myself in this little freaking shack that was, like the supervisor's, office. It's where, and there was no phone, there was no power, nothing. This was before cell phones. And they came back the next day. It's like, how'd you get here so early? I'm like, you guys left me here. And of course, the first aid kit had barely anything in it because we'd been using it, for 6 months. Barely able to bandage it up. And then I just, never went to the hospital or anything after that. I just worked the day. And
Holy crap!
I every day I would just pour a crap ton of peroxide on it.
Yeah.
Instead of anything else. And it slowly healed up. And, you can still see a big circle. But apparently that wasn't the best way to treat it.
I was on a
it
soccer
wasn't,
field.
you dumbass.
I was on a soccer field playing once when I was a kid, and the field next to us, a bolt of lightning hit this kid, and when it hit, I mean, it was like a deafening crack. We all fell down. Like everybody on the field was on the ground, and when we got up, we were like, "What the fuck?" And the kid the next field over, he was out. The ambulance was coming over, but we ran over to see. Dude, that thing had split that kid's soles of his shoes in half. It's like his shoes were in half.
Yeah.
And he went to my school, and like he didn't. He was gone for like 6 months or something. But when he came back, he was fucked up. He had massive nerve damage in his body, and he was really messed up from it.
Kanye West origin story.
Origin stories.
Oh, he was a Korean kid before that.
The music industry puts you through a lot of changes, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to subject you guys to me eating toast, so I'm gonna bounce.
Oh no worries, James. I got to go over to the Quantum Show in like 5 minutes, so I was going to end the show momentarily, anyways. Merry Christmas.
Likewise. Same to everyone
Make
else.
sure you give Rhea a big hug for us.
Will do.
I want to see some Christmas pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Party on.
I will see you guys later. And I mean that. I want to see some Christmas pictures from all you guys. Throw them up on my Discord. You don't have to be in them, Justin. I just, I want to know
you pay for those pictures.
Yeah.
You too, L.
I don't share that kind of
Spencer,
stuff.
you too. I didn't get that thing in the mail yet, Spencer, but I'll let you know as soon as I did. And everybody out there, have a wonderful Christmas. I will see you guys.
Is Spencer for hire?
I don't know. You have to ask him. Sunday, am I doing anything Sunday? I forget if I'm doing something Sunday on YouTube or not. But
Sunday's
you guys,
tomorrow.
you know how to get a hold of me on Discord or something like that. And I'm going to put my phone number up there for you guys, just in case you guys ever want to chat.
I don't want your phone number, bro.
Okay, well, then just ignore it.
It's just
no
1-900 number.
No.
Yeah. He's good. He's good.
$5 a minute.
He's gonna be the shadow friendly
Dungeon Master Hotline. Sure. I almost did something like that back in the day because I had this buddy from Frisco. He moved up to Frisco to go to college back in the day, and he was calling me like every freaking day. I'm like, don't you have class? Don't you? You're in college. Don't you have like a class to go to? And he's like, no. He was like literally a professional student. He was like 32 years old and been in college. The minute he graduated high school, he just college, and he died at like 34 years old from cancer.
I'm okay with that. I wish I'd done that.
Died of cancer? No.
No,
He made us laugh.
Student.
He made us laugh quite a bit. All of you guys, thanks for showing up. I really do hope you guys all out there. It's the hair hotline. It's the hairline, not the hotline. Gotcha. Okay. All right, guys. I need to go take care of a couple of things before I go to the Quantum Show with Nathan Allen. If you're into the woo woo, the UFOs, the Bigfoot, all that good stuff, I'm not sure what Nathan's talking about tonight, but I'll see you guys over there. And until then,
party on.
Keep it weird.
Yeah.
Mac?
Yeah, sorry, I'm here. I'm multitasking.
Merry Christmas.
We're saying goodbye, bro.
Oh, yeah. Yep, got that. Sorry, man. I'm wrapping my briskets.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. Enjoy those for me, okay, man.
Yeah, hopefully they don't. I don't think they suck. They look pretty good.
All right. See you guys all later.
Alrighty.
Merry Christmas.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.